Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. Listen, Kyrie, Irving, and the Dallas Mavericks. Listen, you already know where they at it. They're headed to the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen, and there's nothing that Minnesota, the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, anybody's going to be able to do about it. This thing is over, ladies and gentlemen. Hasta la vista. You know, the Minnesota Timberwolves had an unbelievable season this year, man. Whenever you discussing, this guy went into full-blown superstardom. I think we all have to acknowledge that. Give major props to Anthony Edwards. You know, a lot of people thought that they was going to be the first team to come back. This guy Kyrie Irving is just he just putting his foot in their ass. You know, that's just what's going on right now. You know, Minnesota, they in complete disarray. They can't do nothing. McDaniels just missed it. Gobert got the rebound. He's getting blocked. Well, Cat, he put it back. So give major props to Karl Anthony Towns. Listen, it's Flight Sports. I told the people we was going to be back with you. You already know. This is, listen, the post-game report. Kyrie Irving, Kyrie ready to go to the finals. He hit another three. This is just getting downright spectacular. Give credit to Kyrie. This dude is just a beast. Anthony Edwards for three. He scored it. You know he got pride. Anthony Edwards, he don't want to go home, but, you know, I'm afraid that we're delaying the inevitable. You know, the inevitable is going to happen, and there's nothing Anthony Edwards is going to be able to do about it. The score is 87-57. They up a 30-piece on them right now. Dallas said today we're going to the finals. That's what they said. You know, it's unbelievable, man. We about to get the series that we always wanted, man. You know, look, this is crazy how the NBA season just culminates. You know, a big trade, you know, that the Dallas Mavericks made, elevated them to get to where they are today. This is why they are on the cusp of getting to the finals. I don't believe Dallas was anybody's pick ahead of the season. As I'm surveying the landscape, nobody had Dallas. You know, everybody had other teams doing this, and that. You know, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, Minnesota, they trying to fight. It's 87-60. It's 5:41 to go in the third quarter. Like I said, time is definitely not on their side. You know, so with time not being on their side, they are in for a major issue, man. I got Dallas just like I said. I had Dallas to win this series. I knew that Anthony Edwards, it was going to be a tough situation because of the shot makers that was on the other side of the floor. We discussing Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic. You know, that's a lot going on. You know, and then also you can't rule out the situation with this guy coming out and basically making it seem like he was going to be doing something defensively to Kyrie Irving, and that's Anthony Edwards. You know, nobody in their downright mind, you know, would believe something like that. You know, I just think it's trifling, you know, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Kyrie is completely unstoppable. You know, when you look at Kyrie's game, it's like The dude is just a beast and a half. It's just point blank period. And then he got a guy with Luca. A lot of people thought that wasn't going to work, but clearly it has. Excuse me. But nonetheless, man, Minnesota, they 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 got themselves a nice little situation. Um, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with for years to come. In terms of the Minnesota Timberwolves, don't think that they're gonna be some flash in the pan. Look how far they went. They add a piece here, add a piece there. You could be talking about a championship team. Don't let them get a star or something this off season. If they add another wing or something, they got guys that they can move. I mean, you got McDaniels, even though I'm pretty sure Ant basically loves them. Pause. But you got some pieces on this roster that you could flip for something. And it's gonna be interesting to see what does Minnesota do, because clearly it's something missing with this basketball team. But that's all for Anthony Edwards. He had a great season. We all know Dallas. They were with these shot makers with Luca and Kyrie. They're very capable of going up to any arena. This is why if you Boston, you very concerned. These guys just look what they doing to Minnesota. Now Minnesota is a better team. They're so much of a better team than any team that was faced in the Eastern Conference. And the Knicks could be included in that too. Maybe the Knicks probably would have. I don't know. The Knicks would have to be healthy to beat Minnesota, because who the hell was going to check Edwards? No, that's going to be a problem. Anyway. So it's wild. Minnesota is the toughest team. You look at who they face. I mean, come on, Cleveland. Like come on, man. Indiana, no Halliburton. Now they're gonna roll into this tidal wave. We ain't even gonna get it like that with Miami. That was crazy. If they had Jimmy. See, Jimmy's the ultimate X factor in the Eastern Conference, because if you got Jimmy Butler out there, it's only a matter of time before Jimmy Butler just goes, ballistic, takes over the game, and all this, that, and the third. You know, um, it is what it is, man. This Kyrie Irving, we live. We got the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves at 87-60. Here comes Luka Doncic, 5:30 to go in the third. Luka Doncic is surveying. Here comes the screen. They had Lively back. That's showing you how big Lively is. Lively really making a name for himself. Oh, Kyrie, another screen with Lively. Kyrie in the mid range. Cash. Kyrie ready to go to the finals. It's 89-60. They putting the heat on Minnesota. This guy here, Jason Kidd, he can just go ahead and sit down now. This game, their team responded. Look at Lively. Lively checking Edwards. He's gonna be big time in the finals. Lively. He just fouled Edwards. I mean, pardon me, Karl Anthony Towns. You know, um, it's crazy right now. It don't make no sense. It's 89-60 right now, 5:02 to go in the third. Who you got in the finals, man? Let's just move. Let's just fast forward, to the NBA finals. That's crazy. It's 89-61. Five minutes to go in the third. Here comes Kyrie. Kyrie with the screen with Lively. Kyrie Irving, mid-range floater. He missed it. Rebounded by Cat. Big Cat got it. Here comes Anthony Edwards. He's drawing a double. PJ Washington on Edwards. Oh, Edwards with the step back three ball. He missed it. PJ Washington, he defends him pretty well. I don't think people give him enough credit. PJ Washington got some defense. Kyrie headed to the finals, y'all. You know, here comes Three ball, big cash. Big Carl Anthony Towns, 89-64. 4 minutes to go in the third. Here goes Luka. Luka Doncic. Luka stripped. Carl Anthony Towns stole it. Cap for three. He missed it. That would have been a big three if he could have hit that. But Dallas, they're in firm control of this game. It's going to be hard pressed for Dallas to lose. Oh man, he about to throw the lively. It was a little too high. Here come Carl Anthony Towns. Cat, he just scored it. He looking for the foul. It's 89-66. Dallas is in firm control of this game. Minnesota, basketball is a game of runs. So we all know Minnesota was going to make a run. Here come Lively to Luka. Screen with Lively. Luka Doncic gives it to Lively. Kicks it to Kyrie. Three ball. Kyrie. Cash. Oh, my goodness. This dude, Kyrie Irving, is nothing to fool around with, man. This is filthy. What in the world are they going to do with this man, Kyrie Irving? I mean, there's nothing that they're going to be able to do. That's the sad part. I'm starting to feel sorry for Minnesota because they really stuck him. I'm going to say Kyrie about to hit him up again. He's showing no mercy. Pause. This shit is crazy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. A crazy game right now. It's 92-68. Good game going on right now. 2:30 to go in the third quarter. Kyrie going to take a seat. PJ Washington going to take a seat. Will we see them for the rest of the game? That's going to be key. Will we see these guys for the rest of the game? Shout out to all y'all in the chat. It's Flight Sports. You already know what it is. 92-69. Dallas is on their way to the NBA Finals. Hardy for three cash. Dallas is playing desperate too. That's the sad part. I could see a situation where it was the other way around. Now these dudes playing like their life is on the shit. Here come Luka. 95-69. Luka Doncic screen. Luka moving and grooving. Luka Doncic. Three. Oh wow, Green just got fouled in the corner. Crazy three right there from Green. 95-69. This is a big time blowout going on right now in the third quarter. 1:47 to go in the third. 95-69. Luka Doncic. Shout out to Luka. Luka high five and Kyrie. Luka Doncic having a seat, man. We got a timeout right now in Dallas. We're gonna have an amazing series. Kyrie Irving versus, Jaylen Brown versus Jason Tatum. Like I said, that saga is crazy. People are already putting the NBA Finals in. The finals gonna be crazy. It's crazy right now. Crazy game, y'all. We got a couple more minutes. Who gonna win this? Series? Going against Dallas and Boston. I got Dallas, and I got numerous reasons why. I already told them they ain't play nobody. Dallas has been in so many wars. Like, look how they just manhandled Minnesota. That should tell you something. And you gotta look back. If you Dallas, you gotta start to look at the way Miami play Boston. See, Miami, they son Boston, or at least Jimmy. If you got Jimmy Butler They need to look at all of the games how Jimmy just dismantled them, and you need to put Luka in that spot and you need to put Kyrie. They are going to dismantle the Boston Celtics. Boston, once they get tested, it's like they just collapse. They used to smooth sailing. Every time we know that's the big thing with them. They still never won a title, despite getting there. It's unfortunate, but they're gonna figure it out one day, man. I think that they will. I think Tatum will eventually become a champion, but I think if Luka get this championship, I think that we might be in the Luka era. Because at the end of the day, all things gonna have to go through Dallas. Mind you, all these guys gonna get better. Luka's still a very young man. You got Kyrie there. He's fully in his prime. He's got a couple more years at this level. You got PJ, you got Gafford, Lively. Lively, this man is a rookie. So I mean, I'm just telling you about the upside of this team. A lot of people had Kyrie Irving going to the Lakers, going here, going there, Phoenix, this last off season, and he shattered all of that and just re-signed with Dallas. He sent them through a lot of hula hoops because you're courtside at a Laker game. That's not a good look, especially when you're a free agent. Maybe the team was confident, but I'm pretty sure the fan base got disarray. Seeing something like that. But here comes Lively, where he kicks it out to Gafford. Gafford picked up by slow-mo. Maxi Kleber is out there. They find Luka Doncic. Kyrie is on the bench. 140 to go in the third. Luka's double. They kick it to Hardy. Oh, Hardy shoots it in the mid-range. Uh-oh, Gafford. Gafford with a loose ball foul. Gafford got to be careful. He's going to injure himself right now. Luka Doncic won the challenge. Y'all got to change your challenges. Got the fourth quarter coming up. But they holding it down. It's 95-69. Minnesota gonna try to push back a little bit. But I just think they're finding themselves in a nasty situation. I don't know what happened. How they even allow something like this. It's an elimination game. But a lot of people have Minnesota tonight. Who would have thought that Dallas was gonna roll? This is why if you Boston, you need to be concerned. You got Minnesota at this desperate spot. Look at the teams they beat. They swept Phoenix. You're talking about Bradley Beal and all of them, KD and Booker and the crew. It's like I said, their pathway was nothing to fool around with. And then where they beat Denver was crazy. And you telling me after all of that, Dallas just rolled in here and just give them a gentleman's sweep? I think that should tell you something. I think it should tell us that Dallas is very real. And I think that they're going to, like I said, they got a very strong chance of winning the NBA title. I'm picking them in the finals. They're gonna need that home court advantage because Boston gonna be raucous. Kyrie is not gonna be treated kind. There's so many different elements. Porzingis. I wouldn't mind if he won the title. So I think you got two teams that can make history. Boston will be the favorite, you understand, on paper, but I think that's a trick bag to get everybody to lose their money because, with the gambling and shit like that. Big Cat just scored it. It's 95-73. They're trying, but it'll be to no avail, but it is what it is, man. This is a great team, man. Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. They made an unbelievable late deadline move that took them over the top. Like they picked up some guys that was just wasted, and then they brought Dallas and they're very productive. Like come on, PJ Washington was BSing, up in Charlotte. He was just wasting the Washington, But it's 97-73, 40 seconds to go. Here comes Ant-Man, picked up by Cleveland. Ant-Man, putting the moves on all the way to the cup. He kicks it out to the sixth man of the year, Nas Reed. He missed it. Here comes Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic stopping, probing. He gives it to Cleveland. Back to Luka. Luka Doncic has it picked up by slow-mo, Kyle Anderson. Luka Doncic putting the moves on. kicks it out to Cleaver, back to Hardy. He missed it. Here come Anthony Edwards. Oh, Anthony Edwards lost the ball. Maxi Cleaver stole it. And he throws it up. And the third quarter is over, 97-73. Dallas got to fight like hell. Minnesota. It's messed up that Minnesota found themselves in this situation. But I think you're gonna see a situation where Kyrie, pop bottles once again. Boston, they're in trouble, because they got to deal with Kyrie Irving. He knows all of them. That's a problem. And they think they know him, but they know he can't be guarded. I think he could easily step into that. Their problem is gonna be defensively. How are they going to be able to shift and move around with Boston? Who's checking Brown? Who's checking Tatum? I mean, this ain't Karl Anthony Towns. You understand? And then you got to deal with old man Al. Porzingis could be back. That's a lot of size. Now you got Porzingis a little hampered. I could see these guys really trying to do something against Porzingis because it's going to be a rivalry. Porzingis going to get booed in Dallas, and then vice versa. What Luka, what Kyrie is going to get just eviscerated in Boston. They're not going to be kind. So I think that they could possibly ignite him. He understands the iconic nature, and there's times where I've heard Kyrie say he had to do this, and this early to alleviate the heat off of some of the other players. I could see a situation where Kyrie is the finals. People might be a little nervous. Kyrie them into the finals countless times with LeBron. So I think that he's going to come out there very calm, cool, and collective, and put that team at ease. Because you got to think Boston. They've been to the finals. They've been together for years. So I can't expect Boston to come out flat. They're gonna be in sync. You got Derek White. You got a lot of people that they're gonna have to account for. Can Dallas step it up? But like I told you, Boston will be the favorite. Point blank. Period. What's the deal, Purple? It's 97-73. We got fourth quarter coverage. What's the deal?
Uh, hmm, told you, Minnesota, they got to make some serious changes this off season. They got to make some real serious changes.
Say that one more time.
I said they got to make some real serious. Minnesota needs to make some real serious changes this off season.
Like what?
I just feel like if you can find a guy that's like Rudy Gobert with better hands, but um more athletic and a good defender, you get rid of Rudy, and they really need more offense, like badly. Because if Cat's gonna continue to play like this, where he not showing up and stuff like that, you gonna have to you know find somebody to be productive. You outside of Cat,
Well, I'm with you, man. It's over.
yeah, it's a GG.
It's messed up. What do you think the way Dallas just manhandled Minnesota? Shouldn't Boston be very concerned?
Boston should be concerned, period, because they don't play with consistency neither. So they're very inconsistent at times themselves. So I wouldn't be, you know, patting myself on the shoulder thinking I got a good, easy win.
No, no, I feel you. It don't make no sense. But I think that Boston are in trouble because they haven't been tested. I think that's a big issue.
What the fuck? I don't think so.
No,
Mm-mm. No, I mean, like I said before, um, with Boston, uh, and Dallas, shout out to Kyrie and Luca for playing very efficiently tonight. But Dallas's role players playing consistent. I think that's the key for them. And then, like I said, between Tatum and Luca, whoever's more consistent offensively in that series, that's whose team is going to win. Because you can't be shooting inefficiently. Because how I wanted to put it too is Luca been getting his numbers, but the efficiency rate haven't really been good.
Right. No, I feel you. Yeah, it's crazy. But I think that look Kyrie Irving is gonna dominate them. So here come Minnesota. They're trying. They're trying to cut it to 20. It's 99-78. That would be wild if Dallas dropped this game. I just don't see it. Here come Kyrie. Oh, he just got blocked. Anthony Edwards trying by Dante Exum. He saved it. Here come PJ to Gafford. Gafford just scored it on Gobert. I mean, Gobert, man, he can't catch a break. I mean, damn. Here goes slow mo Kyle. Oh my goodness. She just broke PJ. Was the sixth man of the year. Here come Dante Exum to Kyrie. Oh, Kyrie to PJ. And PJ and Kyrie put it back. Oh, it's 103-78. It's over. I mean, how we get here, Purple? What happened?
The lack of offensive
Hello?
consistency from Cat and when Edwards not shooting well, where does their offense come from?
Yeah. So you got Dallas in the next series for sure, right?
No, I'm going with what's the name? Boston, because I just don't trust uh what's the name's role players to play consistently enough to, offset Boston's role players.
Who guards Tatum and Brown?
Oh, they'll probably put a mixture of PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. on them, and Josh Green will get heavy minutes in that series too. I think it's gonna be something like that. And
That's
Luca
good
will.
look.
I think Luca will at times,
So how
but
long is it gonna be?
huh?
What'd you say, Purple?
No, I said, what did you say?
I was saying that I was like, who the hell is gonna guard Brown, Tatum? I heard you say answer that. But
Yeah,
it's gonna be a problem even with Luca and Kyrie. I think that we caught up with those guys. I just think it's a different dynamic for Dallas. They gonna pose challenges, But is Luka Doncic better than Tatum? Like Tatum is a shot maker too. It's gonna
but
be
it's about,
stepping
like
back.
I said, Luca. Because I heard somebody put it like this the other day. I should have said Luca get his numbers, which is a fact. He's gotten his numbers throughout these playoffs, but Luca's efficiency has been an issue. Luca cannot shoot the ball as inefficiently as he has over these past two series that he's had, or even at times in this series, and think Dallas is still going to win, especially when the role players are not going to show up and play consistently. It's going to be about how Dallas outscoring Boston's bench and stuff like that. And like I said, between Luca and Tatum, who scores more consistent? Not consistently, but more efficiently. Because we've seen Tatum in the last series, like just Tatum did the same thing Luca did, except see, and you know what's crazy? Luca gonna get the I know they changed the name of the award, but the little MVP, I think that's what it is that they get. Unlike Tatum, Luca's going to get, that little award, that Brown got, which is crazy to me. But I digress.
Nah, I feel you. So I digress. It's 103.78, man.
Yeah,
936 to
but
go on four.
this says, and I know a lot of people gonna jump on Anthony Edwards. Yeah, he had a bad series against Dallas. You know, he shot very inefficiently and stuff like that. But when you got Carl Anthony Towns that's that big and he not doing nothing to help relieve the pressure, and you ain't got no offense, another offensive weapon on that perimeter or score on that perimeter in that uh starting lineup, that doesn't help. Like I just think fine if you can find whether you got to draft that player, whatever you got to do. I think they need to find somebody more athletic, more switchable. Minnesota on the perimeter, but they desperately need to fix the what's the name so Anthony Edwards can get some help on the. I really think like Cat, man, Cat is making so much money.
You're right about that, man. He's not a bad player. Like I said, he helped them get all the way to the conference finals. You know,
But
so
he like is he's
that is saying something.
yeah, he's not like you can't be made. What I understand is from the owner's perspective, you know, as the more money they get for the cap and all these other things, players make more. Cat can't be making that much money and playing how he has played so far. Like it's no excuse. We should have seen Cat. Cat had the advantage in this series as far as his matchup went. I think Nas Reed should have started over Gobert. But do I understand outside of Nikhil Alexander Walker as far as scoring off your shooting off your bench rather that you didn't have no more offensive weapons? Yes, they have to fix that this offseason.
Yeah. It's 105-80. I'm just happy for Dallas. I'm happy that Kyrie is going back to the finals
Me too.
without LeBron. I think this is if he get this championship, I think it validates him. You know, you look at what happened with
But why
KD.
should it be? Why does he need a championship to be
No, I
validated?
don't need to be. Well, I mean, I think it valid. I was going to finish. I was going to say that I think it validates him over guys like Kevin Durant. Even pardon me, not only KD but Harden. You know, he played with these guys, and all these guys right now are searching for a title. And mind you, they all basically screwed up in Boston because of Kyrie. Well, they basically end up screwing him over in the end, like saying, "Man, what the hell with you?" You know, they all end up saying they got to leave you, and they all left and went to the situation that was worse. You know, we don't know yet for KD, but I don't believe he's gonna win another title.
Oh, me either.
Yeah, I'm like I just not with these cast of guys. You know,
Yeah,
it's
no.
gonna take one of them to elevate their game to like way elite, and I just don't see it.
But I knew Harden was never winning because you got a lot of players now that they try to meet, and I hope like my understanding of NBA contracts are correct. But to me, Harden always gave off the vibes, oh, as long as I average what 30, 10, or whatever it was and make the All-Star game, there go my incentive. You got a lot of players that know that they will never win, and so that's what they play for. They play for their statistical what's the name so they can get their incentives. Once they get their incentives, they good. It just didn't turn out well for somebody like Harden.
I agree with you. Like I said, it is what it is. They're done. Especially they got to worry about Kawhi. You know, I mean Kyrie. He was in a really good situation. He changed everything. You
But
know, I think he needs he could use the title the most.
uh, that'd be cool. Like I think it's the LeBron James stuff when it comes to Kyrie. Like I
I know he won it.
great player. I
You
think
know,
he's been productive when he's healthy everywhere he's been. He's always been this player that you're seeing right now. It's just people just overdo stuff a lot.
yeah. Like I said, they ain't gonna be able to deal with Kyrie Irving. None of the guys. You know, I think that's something that they're gonna not used to. You know, they're gonna be guarding guys that can't be defended. Like Luka just hit a three right in cat face. You know, so they haven't faced guys yet who just are completely unguardable. You know, and that's where Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic is going to
No,
present
but
to the Boston Celtics. You
I
know,
disagree with that.
let's talk.
Okay, so you saying Boston, of course, somebody of Kyrie's stature is, I'm not gonna say unusual because that's disrespectful. Because you got a lot of guys of his stature, but of his pure offensive ability, I agree that Boston hasn't faced anything like that. But I will remind you that again, outside of Kyrie and Luca, what else? Where's the scoring coming from? From Denver, Dallas.
You can say the same thing for Boston. Outside of Tatum, outside of Jalen Brown, where you getting?
Porzingis, if he healthy.
But even that ain't gonna be enough because if you thinking
But look
about
at
it, like
they
Porzingis
just
will
took
give
out
you
a team
20.
with size. Pause. Well, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but
I'm gonna ask you this, Panic. How do you feel about your play from your big men just in the inside?
I
At
think
the
I think they bully. I think they bullies. Not trying to be bullies, but I think they bullies. Nobody in the playoffs left. Well, I mean, I can say left, but nobody in the playoffs, period, got the size of Minnesota. Regardless of what we think about Cat offensively, regardless of what we think about Rudy offensively, them
Mhm.
two big motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
And
I would
Boston don't
say,
got that type of size in the trenches. I think Dallas got that by far as far as like we can defend bigs. We don't seen players as tall as KP this playoffs with Chet. Chet
but
do about the same thing, but he actually put the ball on the floor.
I would say this about KP. I'm not. I understand the kind of player he is, but once again, this man has not played at all, like at all. So that's like I understand he holds some importance, but I'm not like I like I'm trying to tell you. But like I say, would you agree that if they play whoever plays more efficiently between you know the benches and Luca and Tatum, that's who team wins,
I
brother?
mean, if we going by that, which I ain't gonna say I agree to that because I mean Boston don't got a bench at all. Like, I think they read a stat off on the other night. Marvin said the bench score I think what 10 points,
Mhm.
in a game or whatnot. Like and if that. So when I look at it, it's like if Luca and Kyrie go off, Tatum and Brown go off, even if KP go off, it's like all of that ammunition coming from just your starters. When we got off the bench, we got Lively coming off the bench. We got Kleber back already. He coming off the bench. We got Hardy coming off the bench. We got I don't think they're gonna play Tim Hardaway this series. I don't think he get more than 5 minutes a game. I don't think he get more than 3 minutes a game, really. I think he come in if like Kyrie and foul trouble, some shit like that. But I mean, I feel like everywhere and it's like we where do they play Tatum at? They play him at the 4 or 3 when KP in there.
I'm assuming the four, because I think Brown been playing a lot of three this season, so I'm assuming the four.
So that means they don't got no interior players because KP don't want to play inside. So that means they're gonna be playing five out a lot because they are like one of the most isolation used team in the league, and
Mm,
we really good against isolation. Like our defense is like all we build our defense to stop isolation play. So it's
thank
like
you.
I know.
No, but so you think Luca or Tatum can have an inefficient game and they team still win?
I think I mean, see that's hard to tell because the same teams that got like one score, that one main score. You know what I mean? Like it's like they got that backup player that can play super efficient to make
Who
up for their inefficiencies.
who gonna stop Brown and Tatum? Who's guarding them?
Um, I mean, shit, they probably put PJ on one of them.
Oh
I
Lord.
mean, and PJ ain't no slouch now. Like PJ
Oh
play
Lord.
decent. Then you got Derrick
They're
Jones
about to
Jr.
run wild.
Derrick Jones Jr. long
That's
too.
gonna be a problem. I'm telling you. They're gonna have to figure something. They're gonna have to bring in that dude Hardy. I'm trying to think of who else they need to bring in. Jones Jr. could defend. I
Yeah,
mean,
Jones Jr. and PJ start.
yeah, I know they're gonna have to defend by committee because it's
Yeah,
gonna
so
be
when Kyrie go on
a
defense,
while.
Kyrie gotta play
Tatum go shot for
Drew.
shot with Kyrie.
I
You
think
said Tatum going shot for shot with Kyrie.
He could.
I mean, he could in certain games, but I don't think he consistently can
No,
do it.
he ain't
That's
better
the
than
problem.
Kyrie. Kyrie is the. I think. Well, I mean, Kyrie and Luka. That's gonna be a question. Who got the best players? I'm gonna say Kyrie and Luka. Because I just think that they are still more clutch. But I mean, Tatum is clutch too, man. So
I know about that
he
clutch
clutch
now.
being too.
He
no.
clutching games. I don't think he a
I
clutch
ain't
player
sleeping
though.
on Tatum. Brown, like I said, he on the rampage. He ain't make no All NBA. I mean, he feel disrespected.
Yeah, but shit, I don't know. Boston, it seemed like it's like you want Tatum to have the mentality Jaylen Brown got, but you don't want Jaylen Brown to be the one in a position to make the plays that you kind of want Jason Tatum to make. Because I
Yeah,
remember watching that. Remember the finals when they had played against the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Even like JT been the only one, not JT, JB been the only one who actually been trying to be a lead dog in that series. He just been off the whole series. Jason Tatum, once he see his shots even going in, he get comfortable trying to be the quote unquote playmaker. But how you gonna be the playmaker when you supposed to be the best player on the team? And it's like who you playmaking for? Brown off. Horford is an old dude. I thought he gonna retire last season.
Right. I ain't
So
gonna
who
lie.
else you playmaking for? So that's my
But
problem with Tatum. Tatum
but
got the
Horford's
shot for
trying to get
Brown.
that chip first.
If Brown shots ain't going in from three, Brown going to that basket.
yeah,
Tatum don't be on that
but
type of
that's
time.
my problem. I've always put it like this when I talked about Tatum and Brown. To me, without looking at statistics, to me, Brown has always been the better defensive player, and Tatum has always like it's a huge gap to me offensively, even still right now, to me with Tatum and Brown.
Mm.
So it's like when Tatum, I do be like, okay, yeah, Tatum, your shot not falling, you not getting to the basket, to the free throw line, go back on the other end, rebound, play defense, get in the passing. Like it's like he like, well, I ain't got nothing to do. I don't have nothing to do.
Yeah, see Tatum, I know, man. It's a good problem to have in Boston, but at the same time, it's like they gotta figure out who gonna be their lead dog.
No, I think they know. As far as scoring in the scoring department, that's Tatum. But in the general sense of thing, it's Brown.
Yeah, but no, I just see them too much time where Brown have him playing good, and then but they still kind of go to JT.
I know that, but of course they are, because he's supposed to be the superior offensive talent. I'm saying as far as a voice and a leader, like it's like to me, uh, the KD and Russell Westbrook thing, just Brown not just as animated as Russell Westbrook was. That's how I look at them.
Oh, I see.
Where Tatum, like, listen, I'm going out here to get baskets and all that other stuff. You can you can speak. I don't really care. I'm doing my job. Long as you make sure you do yours.
Yeah, I mean that sound about right, but I don't know. I just can't get behind Paul. I can't get behind Tatum as being a clutch player or whatever.
Oh,
Like
I
he do have games now where it's like, damn, boy, he hitting all the big shots. But that just be for that game. You come back again, the next game is like, damn, like you barely realize he on the floor.
yep. And that's what happened a lot in that Indiana series too, and just in general. Tatum's been that way though to me. And that's a trend like that I see not just with Tatum, but you see it in Devin Booker a lot. Um, who else
Yeah,
can I say?
that's King empty stats deal.
Yeah,
Him and damn Zach Levine.
Yeah, like and guys that are really talented scorers on the offensive end, and then like I know people like to say Kevin Durant plays defense and rebounds, but I don't agree with that. But the same thing with KD. It was just that his scoring was so impactful that if unless you were playing like really close attention, you didn't notice like on the other end that listen, this guy ain't really worth much.
Yeah.
You know, outside of
It's
that.
just a size that is like it's certain plays that he can make, or not even make the play, but like he can just disrupt shots just because of size. He can play the passing lane just because of size. That's how Tatum was too in that regards. How you say um Tatum and Brown remind you of OKC, KD, and Russ. It's like that's how Tatum was like. If you squint your eyes, you'll be like, "Are you playing some defense?" But then when you really look at it, it's like he ain't really playing defense much. He's just using the size.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you see far too often they just get comfortable, like
Yeah.
especially Tatum. That's why I was like, to me, if Luca and Kyrie, um, well, not Kyrie, I'm gonna leave Kyrie out of this. If Luca plays real consistent and Dallas's role players stay consistent in the scoring department, and because I think y'all win the rebounding battle easily. But you know, if they do everything that they supposed to do, this series might be over in 6 games. And I really don't even feel like 6. I feel like being disrespectful and saying 5 because it's just Tatum, man.
Yeah. That's why I said, but when I said about this Minnesota series, I said Dallas in 5, but I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna say 6. Cause
Mm.
sometimes you like I said, I watch us entire playoffs. Like we do got those games where we kind of just check out. It's like we ain't absolved from having bad games. We ain't absolved from all stars not showing up. But it's like I watch this team enough to understand, like, yeah, we gonna give up a game. It usually be game one of the series that I'd be like, yeah, we kind of could have won that, but you can tell they kind of like poking and prodding and testing certain shit out. But shit, this ain't to me. This wouldn't be this how the game's supposed to go. If everybody play up there to their potential, and this Mavs and Minnesota series, every game will be the same as this game. Cause Ant having a good game, shit, Cat having a good game. They just like normal. They ain't getting no help
But
nowhere else.
yep, that's what I'm saying. Um, it's that's why I said Minnesota. They, I really want to, which I have already said it sort of. I it's time for Cat. He need a new environment. I think they need to find a better number 2. Like I said, but it might be easier. No, it's actually might be easier to get rid of Cat first, but like they gotta figure out because it don't make no sense. Like,
And think about it by Cat. People will look at this game and last game and be like, "Oh, Cat come alive! Like Cat been going to the basket. Cat understand now. You gotta, and we gonna take this in the next season, and we know Cat can be more aggressive next season. And what they gotta understand is, Cat being aggressive is why they getting blown out. They changed the entire game plan and they running the offense through Cat and fucking Rudy. Like to start the game off, they kind of run them through Rudy because you've been seeing a lot of Rudy getting the ball in the trenches when they get that switch arm off with him and Luca.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, cool. The game's still been kind of close, and then that's when you start seeing Cat putting his head down and getting to the basket. And it's like, okay, Cat coming alive, but then you start realizing like Luca coming with threes, Kyrie coming with a three. They ground role players in threes, so
That's
it's like they
right.
traded 3 for 2.
I know Halliburton. He's gonna be going cold and shit.
Yeah, like
That
Uh,
too. What was the percentage from 3 for Dallas tonight?
I know in the first half they've been 6 for 11, so like about 55%.
hey man,
That's
they
a good.
ran the score up on their ass.
Yeah, like I said, they need another perimeter scorer. To me, a guy that can generate offense from the perimeter, and then they need. Technically, Minnesota already has a stretch forward in Cat, but find a younger, more athletic guy. Like,
I think with the Timberwolves, like they do need a they do need a they need a good two-way player,
That's true.
but
Yeah.
not just any two-way player. They need like if I think if Jimmy Butler come to them right now,
Mm.
and but see that the thing about it is like you ain't want Jimmy in the starting lineup. You gonna keep Jaden in the starting lineup because Jimmy ain't no big player, but he's a. And then it's like, do you want Jimmy to run the point guard position? That's what we gonna come down to. So
My only question, and I don't have to look up what's the name's percentage from three this year. I just would prefer a guy that's a better floor spacer. You know, like I like the idea of Jimmy coming back to Minnesota, but it's like, okay, you still got the same problem. You got a worser defender, well, an older defender. I'm gonna be respectful, and Butler, but you still don't have the 3-point shooting, and Rudy definitely cannot start. You would definitely have to find. Personally, I would move Towns back to the 5, and I probably would want a better, like a Kuzma or something, you know, to stretch, and hit those threes in a timely manner. Personally, that's what I would do. But you would need guys that hit threes.
yeah, but I mean, see, I think Minnesota can get a scratch full, and he don't necessarily have to be a star. He don't necessarily
Oh
have to
yeah,
even be one of the biggest players in the league. Like,
definitely. I just gave you a name, Kuzma.
yeah, but see, Kuzma just I don't know, man. Like Kuzma, I don't know. I see. I mean, I don't. I don't look at Kuzma like how a lot of people look at Kuzma.
What's
Like I
that?
don't give Kuzma no props at the end of the day. Like to me, it's like the only thing Kuzma improved on from coming in the league to now was he getting more opportunities because how he playing. Like I mean, you gotta give him his credit, or whatever like that. When him and Lonzo come in, Lonzo make sure to find him. Lonzo make sure like they've been a young team,
Hmm.
and like I said, everybody get buckets on a bad team. He come in as a even like a 4 year starter coming out of college, and it's
Yeah.
like his game already been. I don't say his game been finished. But what I mean is like he understood what he needed to do to get buckets. He just needed the opportunity to do it. He ain't no scorer. Like he'll give you that one game he might drop 30.
Hmm.
But he ain't gonna necessarily change the complexion of the game offensively or defensively. It's like
I'll
he
just
just that I don't know. Like, I just ain't high on Kuzma. I think if you run a couple of plays for him, he'll give you some buckets. But I
no,
don't know. I think he'll just do more worse than good. And he ain't really
no.
as big as he don't play as big as he is, and they ain't even all that big as a player.
Okay, and I agree with you there. No, I'm saying Kuzma as far as I'm not looking at Kuzma as a scorer. Like if he came to Minnesota, just a shooter, not a scorer. Like if you was talking about Butler coming there, now Kuzma. You got Kuzma coming there. You got your scoring output with Butler and what's the name, and then Cat is still on the floor at the 4. Honestly, now your perimeter defense should be okay with Cat, and I mean not with Cat, but with Edwards and Butler. But that post without Rudy being there and stuff like that, that's gonna be a problem. Like y'all wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to stop anybody at the basket and stuff like that. But they shooting should drastically improve.
Yeah, I mean, say I don't know Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. I just saying big on Kyle Kuzma, and then he getting paid money. Like and like he on some mid level contract, and like okay, we can
Right.
slide a good shooter in. It's like he getting paid good money. So if I paying you good money to come on a team that I feel like we one piece away, or we can add this is a piece that'll make us better than we've been last year. I don't see Kuzma being that player.
Mhm.
Like I'll bring
But
Kuzma off the bench
guys,
for sure.
but like let me see, it's Kuzma, Michael Porter, then all them players in Miami, but Duncan comes to mind. People like Tyler Hero come to mind. Kelly Oubre comes to mind. Like the type of shooters, like it's still very limited, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like who else can I name? Because I'm searching around the league for like these guys that can be on the move. KCP, and he had a very bad series. But KCP can do that for you. Like you don't have a whole bunch of, unfortunately, and I don't know why I'm just now noticing. You don't have like the Evan Turners and like George Hill. You don't have a whole bunch of guys like that running around the league anymore. Marketing can go in that group. I forgot about him. But you don't have a whole bunch of like
Shit, I'll take
big,
marketing and instead of Cat.
mm,
I wouldn't look at that and say marketing gonna change the complexion of the team as far as like
yeah.
that gonna get them over the hump, but
Hmm.
shit, marketing gonna give you that aggressiveness on offense. Like I feel like all Minnesota is like Minnesota problem is if they can keep Cat, but Cat gotta for some magical way come back next season with some type of dog in them. I just don't feel like Cat got enough dog in him to be no second play on the team. Like he
Hmm.
think about it. I don't care how good a player ever been if you really been like this Cat been the alpha of Minnesota all these years. All these years we been looking at Cat, not really be able to see him saying, "Oh, Cat one of the best big mans in the league." But it's like now that he in the spot, like he got a running mate. It's like Ant down take over, and not only did Ant take over, it's like he take over and it's like he the big dog. It's
Hmm.
like when like Kyrie and Luca, this been Luca team. Kyrie come over there. Kyrie didn't take over the team. Kyrie is the leader on the team as far as like him being more mature, him being older, him having experience, him being
Right,
a calming voice. But at the end of the day, that's still Luca team.
right.
So when they draft and Edwards is like when I look at their press conference, it's like you will forget that Ant the 122 and the rest of them boys closer to 30. Like
Hmm.
Ant talk to them boy like they kids. Like the other night, with Conley calling them old. Not saying it's a bad thing now, but calling Conley old. One interview they had, they were talking about what Cat need to do to stay out of foul trouble, for y'all to have a better game, whatever. And he been like, stop fucking fouling. And he been saying it like that's his little brother he talking about.
Right.
It's like I understand, yeah, the better talent is Ant kind of take over, but it's like it's I know it's like the shit takes so much of a shift that he been like you don't even remember it being a time where it been like, oh, that's Cat and that team. It seemed like it going from as Cat team to just all of a sudden like, damn, y'all realize this Ant team within the half a season, like soon as the season start, he been Ant team. Ain't but no time where it's like, oh, it's both of them. It's both of the stars. Now it's like this Ant team, and well, if Cat decided to come to play today, oh well, I guess.
Right. Yeah. But Cat, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Because Aaron Gordon went through this on a lesser scale, but Andrew Wiggins did the same thing. I hope people notice, like they people like Cat that fall in Cat's spectrum. They're always really good scorers, but you question the impact that they have on their team as far as winning basketball games. That's what Harden is going through too now. He can still score, but it's about his consistency and when he scores, the impact of his scoring. People don't understand. Guys can give you, let's say, 20 to 25 points nowadays, and you can look up and be like, damn, like they had a good game shooting wise or at the free throw line, but how did they lose? And you look at, because it's all about you know when the baskets is coming and how they coming.
Yeah. The flow, cause you got players like Harden who they hit all they squeeze all their bullets out within the first 3 quarters, and then when the fourth quarter come up, you thinking like, oh yeah, shit, he already got 35. He about to go to 50, and it's like he scored like 7 more points throughout the quarters. Like, oh well, shit, I don't see he the reason they lose, but at the same time, it's like he could have done more in the fourth. He
Right.
could have some of them shots that going in the first, second, third. Them we could have used them shit right about now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
he hitting the shots at the wrong time.
Yep. And at the end of the day, once again, I'm going to say this. Edwards has to stop being so, like, I like his aggression, but he has to stop. And you've seen it a lot in this series where he just come down the court and pull up and shoot, whether it's a three, a midi, in the post. He has to stop doing that. He has to be
Yeah.
more patient and let the play develop and be a better passer. But he gonna improve. Cat, like, I don't know what to say about Cat.
I say Cat. My problem, Cat just too soft, man. Like
Yeah.
Cat just a soft ass person.
Mm,
It's like the whole world had to kind of tell you or you can't if one if the first two don't go down, you gotta go and get inside. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. And it's like, bro, like nobody's have to tell you that shit. You been in the league this long. I
Mm-hmm.
know Ant Edwards be sitting there like, man, they got this weak ass nigga with me, man. Like we need if even up to me, I'd have traded his ass today.
Right,
I know Ant be thinking that, but it's like shit, like man, yours we yours.
right, right. It's listen. Shout out to Ant Man because it ain't no way. But like I said, it's nothing to trade Carl Anthony Towns for to me. But you can't be doing that, man. Like you can, he's like a third option. He's playing like a third option instead of
Yeah.
a second option.
Shit, he ain't even playing like a third option. He playing like shit. I know, like it's like for him to be one of two stars on the team is like the shit don't feel. It feel like it's Ant and Jaden McDaniels or Ant and Nars Reed, and he just out there. He just
Right,
beg like, and Rudy come in because Rudy get touches, but Rudy just don't know what the fuck to do on offense. He just ain't got that
right,
in
and
him.
he ain't got good hands.
Yeah, it's like he every like it's like you can't do Wemby like that. Put him in no damn drop coverage and him getting cooked.
Right, but I told people, and people are just now realizing this. The same thing happened with Rudy when he was in Utah with Donovan Mitchell. It's no different. Like it's no as good as his defense is in the post and at the basket. Like when he can't do nothing to offset the scoring, even if it's not coming from the other big. Like yeah, he a good rebounder and he's very productive, but when people like it's nothing you can do basically when people hitting shots. But when the other big does get off his shot and is more productive and stuff like that, and then Rudy's athleticism, like, come on, man. They penalizing another young player in Zach Edey, talking about he's slow, he ain't his game ain't gonna translate. But to me, I'm like, I look at Rudy and I'm like, okay, his defense, as far as when it comes to the basket, to me is there. I'm like, if Rudy can, which I think Rudy is only surviving because people look at those defensive players of the year, and
Mm-hmm.
I would say I don't think he's winning anymore after this. But
Yeah,
I think that's the only reason why.
yeah. Because I mean, shit, I get it. Like he's a rim protector, but
Hmm.
it's like not that the regular season is not that much planning the game, planning going in the game. So like a lot of teams just be like, I just throw this little action in that we did last night with this team. Oh, we played them last time, we did this and win. So let's run this off. And they don't really be thinking, okay, what shit. What we gonna do is we gonna put Rudy in the spinner. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. We gonna take advantage of this. Like that's end game adjustments. But like when you in the playoffs, like your entire day before the game or your entire lead up to that game was on that one team for an entire series. Like, ain't no way. And the problem is really is Rudy will, like when he went with Utah, they get to the second round, and it's
Hmm.
like, okay, well, aim the problem in the first round, and then in this case, aim the problem up until the conference finals. So let's try this again. Let's just bring this type of defender in, so we don't have to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like it's the same shit every year. It's the same thing every year with Rudy. So it's like, oh, do we get to the point where it's like Rudy getting paid? They need to pay Rudy half of what he being paid because in the regular season he worth everybody that money, but in the playoffs, it's like what he out here for? Like we can't really play him. He don't
Yeah,
do nothing offensively. Like think about it, Rudy been in the league for about a decade now. Ain't got no offensive moves. Ain't got no footwork to do nothing. Can't. I don't see what he can't do. But you don't see him pulling up from three. You don't see him like with no low bank shot from the mid range. Like he what like there's nothing like you don't even see him going up for lobs as often as like other players in the league that play his position or the full whatnot. It's like what is he at this point? Cool rim protector. If that's the case, you can find one of these young long players and say, hey, just you ain't even got to block shots. Just change some shit. Think about it. Your boy, Brooklyn right now. I don't know if he a freezing or what's going on with him, but Speedy Claxton,
Mm-hmm.
long player. The only problem with him that I feel like he need to fix if he ain't fixed it already is I feel like he'd be a little too aggressive defensively. But I'd
Yeah.
rather that than damn. Oh, we gotta take him out the game because he can put his waist and move left or right with some of these bigger guards when they get the ball get switch. At least he can play the perimeter to a certain extent. Rudy just get on the perimeter and is like, oh, which way? Like his legs just start getting wobbly. Like that whole shit with Luca. Luca ain't hit with no moves that a motherfucker ain't no Luca been coming with. And he's still about to fucking fall. And still ain't even long enough to block the shot, even though Luca got a slow wind up.
Yeah.
4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Who the fuck voting?
Yeah.
That's it. When it comes to the media voting, that's why I don't like that they tie the media vote to a lot of these players' contract. Because you got players like you, and I know I mean I'm trying to have this debate, but when I look at a player like Kyrie,
Mm-hmm.
and then I look at a player like Steph, nobody gonna take nothing away from Steph because Steph got accomplishments. Steph was the quote unquote leader of a team that I had 3 championships. Well, how many championships? We got 4 championships. Steph, the all-time leading 3-point shooter. Steph got accomplishments out the ass. And ever since Steph get his ankles right, every year he been consistently doing his thing. He ain't been no problem with Steph. Steph ain't been missing no games like that. Whatever. Other than that one off season, a couple of seasons ago, he been injured for most of the season. But it's like, if
Mm-hmm.
we want to keep it about Kyrie's a better player, and we talking about like, I see somebody make an argument where they say, if you take away what Kyrie do best, and then you take away what Steph do best, which would be the better player left over? And if
Hmm.
you want to say Kyrie best ability is his handling, if you want to say Steph best ability is shooting, Kyrie still can do shit. Kyrie still can now shoot the three. And mind you now, if you look at Kyrie career stats, if you want to use stats or whatever, Kyrie shoot the ball as good as Steph from three in his entire career.
Yeah.
But
It might.
I will see a better shooter than Steph. But what I'm saying is when the media vote on these things, it's
Mm,
like we can watch Kyrie and Kyrie have the same statistical season. And I guarantee you Steph gonna be on first team all NBA. And then
yeah.
when they get the second team, it's like, oh, but Jaw did this or Edwards, he gonna come up, we gonna put him in there. And now you got somebody like
They
Kyrie who will
do.
miss out on his bonus or his supermax or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That's the problem I got with the media having the input on these things. Now you seen the media, all them boy kissing Kyrie ass or whatever. But it's like, look at Kyrie's career now. Like nobody can say Kyrie ain't top whatever in the league. Kyrie barely got all NBA selections.
Yeah.
Kyrie barely got awards. The only awards you really can say Kyrie got is a finals championship
Yeah.
and some all-star appearances. But if you really look at both players, Kyrie the better basketball player. Steph just more accomplished.
Yep. And I would say this: I like 3 level scorers, and I know people don't like this. I know Steph takes a lot more shots than just threes, but Steph, I don't think people, yeah, like him and Steph put points on the board. I think people mistake people as putting points up on the board. They think scorers and shooters are the same people, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Scorers typically, when they're not shooting the ball, I mean shooters, excuse me, when shooters are specifically not shooting the ball well, now you're looking at like what else they do. You,
Yep.
you know, outside they score. Now, neither one of these gentlemen are all world defenders, but Steph, I think, like somebody said, Steph was a person in the video game in 2K that people like to create. And it's just that he was real, like he's a human that you can touch. Because if
Yeah.
you watch him play, like,
He do about what an average motherfucker can do. Because
yeah,
everybody ain't gonna be 6'8". Everybody can be, but everybody can learn to shoot like a motherfucker. Everybody can't learn to dribble like Kyrie. Everybody can't learn how to damn finish like him. But shit, like how yeah, you're right. Like Steph is the most imitatable NBA superstar ever because you don't have to have height. You just need to be
right.
able to shoot like a motherfucker. And
Like
most
it
people
remind
can.
me of Jimmer Fredette. Like They was like,
Right.
oh, Jimmer for that. When he was coming out, I said that man ain't gonna do nothing. In the NBA, and Steph, in a way, did work on his game. But people would talk about how tired, and this is Kyrie with the dribble moves now.
Mm.
But people would talk about how it was hard to just keep up with Steph because he would just move like he would never be still.
Yeah.
Like I said, Steph to me is somebody that is unique in terms of he came out of a video game, except for he's actually human. You'll never see that effectiveness as far as how Steph was, and the impact on championships that he had for Golden State. You never gonna see that again.
Yeah. That's why I said I hear them saying a lot about the best backcourt duo ever, and they trying to say Kyrie and Luca, but then you got a lot of people that saying, well, shit, you gotta look at Steph and Clay. It's like that's exactly what I mean about the Kyrie comparison. It's
Mhm,
like Steph and Clay more accomplished because they got them championships and shit like that.
mhm.
So your mind gonna go to they got championships. But at the end of the day, like individually, you taking Clay and Steph over Kyrie and Luca. Like no matter who you put Kyrie up against, like you want Kyrie or Steph, it's gonna be a toss up. You want Kyrie or Clay, give me Kyrie. Luca or Steph, toss up. Luca or Clay, Luca. It's like talent wise and skill wise, like there's no better backcourt as far as running the point guard and running the two guard when it comes to Luca and Kyrie ever. But since there's more accomplishment by two other people, which is Steph and Clay, you can't really make a big argument against it because they are more accomplished. So it really comes down to perspective. Just like with the who the best player ever should come down to, like it's all perspective at this point. But you can clearly see when Kyrie play basketball, he ain't need all these picks and screens. He don't need to run around to get a bucket. Like he put the ball in his hand, he get in the bucket. You ain't you as so like people don't understand like how you say it scores and the shooters and not trying to make Steph into just a shooter. Like I ain't trying to say that at all.
Right, right,
But what I'm saying is if his shot ain't going, Steph has made tough finishes at the basket, but that's not who he is. He's not efficient
correct,
at that.
right,
He has had a lot of low floaters and low mid range, but that's not what he wanted to do in this game. He has broken down players before offensively and get past them, but that's not how he get his buckets.
right.
Steph running around and try to find a open wherever space. Like Kyrie creates space.
Mm-hmm.
Steph look for space. It's a big difference.
And
That don't make one player less than one player more. That's just how they
right,
get their baskets. Like me, if I go in the court right now, I'm not going to create space like Kyrie. I'm gonna create space like Steph. I'm gonna try to run around some screens. I'm gonna try to get open for a three or get open for whatever shot I feel like to take.
right.
Or I'm gonna look for a pick. So it's like I know that's how I look at it. So it's like
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I would say this too, and a lot of people don't want to admit this. The players that Steph and Clay are as players and their dominance that they've had from the 3-point, line and stuff, and their dominance there and the records they didn't set and broke and stuff like that. People always ask, well, how come it can't be replicated? I hate to say this, and a lot of people don't. To me, Steph is generational off of, yeah, teams took threes, but at like how it's hard to explain, but like it's a reason why it can't be replicated because ordinarily what Steph is doing and what him and Clay were doing, rather, I think it had always been done, but just not at the volume and not from players particularly that we consider stars like Dirk or Kobe, LeBron, D Wade, Shaq. I'm not gonna put Nash in there. That's disrespectful. I'm trying to think of some players. Carmelo Anthony, like that's not how we was used to seeing our stars in the past
yeah.
play. Like, you know.
That's 100% right. That's because when you look at the eras, like okay, like you look at the Jordan era. The Jordan era birthed this era of you got to have this one superstar swing man guard type player. That's why you had the T Max, you had the Iversons, you had the Kobe's. Like you have teams building a team like that where we got that one star, and then everybody else can either shoot or rebound or whatever like that. But we got this one person like the hero ball type of shit. And then we get into this era where it's like, okay, you gotta have the big two. Then you gotta have the big three. And
Mm,
then not only does Steph them boy change the narrative, because none of them would be considered. I wouldn't consider Golden State a big three type situation or whatever.
mm-hmm.
So not only they changed the mold from LeBron with that big three shit or whatever. Well, I just put on LeBron and the Celtics or whatever with KG them boy. But it's like they changed that narrative, and at the same time, it's like we gonna shoot a bunch of threes every single game. And normally, if your shot ain't going down, the average person in this world, if your shot ain't dropping, you ain't trying to do that shit again because you ain't trying to go another 3 for 18 night or some shit like that. But with Steph and Clay, they got in their mind to where it's like, I can have a bad shooting game this game, and I know my coach want me to do the same shit next game because it's analytics now that we playing with. So the analytics era is the Warriors era basically. Because if you look at what the Warriors been doing, their offense been ran like a system. It's like you needed Draymond, you needed a Clay, and you needed a Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Steph's generational because Steph got the ball on the fucking magnet. You got to guard him from half court. That
Yeah,
right there puts stress on the defense. Like, imagine him coming down court and like, oh, this nigga might pull up from right here. I got to get up here. But if you bring a man up there to him, it's like now it's you got him up there and it's a 4-on-4 basketball game behind you. They can create space like a motherfucker because Clay already scratching the court. So
you're
now
right.
it's like you scratching the defense so much that it's like ain't shit you can really do. So now you trying to either you got to replicate who Golden State is to try to beat them, or you got to build your roster to beat them.
Right.
And how do you build a roster to beat a Golden State team
You
when they
can't.
at their best?
You can't. Because I think, I'm not going to say that was Miami's approach, but if you see Jimmy Butler was their star and they put guys like Hero around him, Duncan Robinson, Jovic, I hope I said his name correctly. And there's a couple other guys. Those guys are good 3-point guys, guys that can hit 3-point shots. But outside of that, like, they ain't really got no offense. And then on the flip side, people like Trey Young, I'm gonna even put LaMelo in there. Damian Lillard. You've seen with Trey, it's just because of how small Trey was and stuff like that. But you seen like Trey figure out like, yo, like, yeah, these three, the percentage look good and my points look good, but it ain't really getting me nowhere for real to try to play like Steph. That's why I wish people would stop. Like, it's a young man in the draft right now named Reed Shepard. Oh, he can be like Steph. I said it's not gonna happen. Y'all gotta understand, we're not going to see another guy like Steph for a while because that's like, as I always tell people, people like Steph and Clay have always existed. They were just role players and the
Mhm.
volume of threes in which they took, because it's about the volumes of threes that Steph and Clay were taking per
Yeah.
game. You got to understand that really wasn't the norm. Like I said, with the star players that we had, even with LeBron. Yeah, LeBron's percentage over the last 5 or 6 years for three has gotten really, really good, right? But if you look at LeBron for a guy that still generates thousands, not thousands, billions of dollars for the NBA, that's not the strength in LeBron's game. Same thing with KD, Kawhi. Like, even Butler's not no star, but people like Butler, when you look at Anthony Edwards, like, yeah, they can hit threes occasionally. They
More
like
of a freaky
four,
thing.
yeah, but not at that volume and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then when you have players like Trey Young, Damian Lillard, and even LaMelo Ball that can hit threes at the volume that Steph and Clay were hitting them at, now you're looking like, okay, what else do they have to their game? Like, what else can they do? And the new gimmick now is playmaking to me. Oh, they can play make. But the the next rebuttal I can have is, okay, what if you put guys on these people's teams that like Wembanyama, like with Trey Young, and people was talking about that. I said, of course, Wembanyama can do better with a guy like Trey Young passing him the ball, but does he really need Trey to set him up? It's more about Trey setting him up more than anything. Like, I admit this, while Trey Young has been in Atlanta, he hasn't really had a guy like Brandon Miller. Well, not really. He hasn't had guys like Brandon Miller, Brandon Ingram, or Zion, Anthony Davis, I don't know, a Sabonis type of player. But I
Yeah.
would ask you, okay, now he's getting this talent. If that talent is able, everybody needs somebody in basketball because it's a team game.
Yeah.
If that guy is not reliant on getting his points after you setting him up, yeah, that makes his game easier. What kind of playmaker is that player now?
Right.
It just, limits them.
I just feel like what see like even with Butler, like I feel like Butler going through the same thing,
Hmm.
but for different reasons than Cat. And I Cat Ant, because it's like Bam the same way, but like Bam got it in him to play defense at a high level.
Correct.
But Bam don't do nothing offensively. Like if he give you like 15 or 20 points, it's like it don't even matter that he give you
Yeah.
that type points. It's like the Heats need that, like the Heats that need a score. When matter of fact, when Kyrie been available, that's who they should have gone and get. That would have been another perfect situation for Kyrie to be in, because now you take the pressure off scoring and you asking him, okay, well, you kind of lead us in scoring or whatever like that. As opposed to with Dallas, get the Dallas like shit. They had to kind of put pieces around him to be like to where he at now or whatnot. Like Luca still gonna be Luca. Just like I feel like Jimmy still would be Jimmy. But the Heat's in
Yeah,
a tough spot because of like, do you keep paying Bam or do you move off of Bam? Because
I
you
think
ain't winning
they
with
will.
Bam. I don't care what they talking about.
I
They
think
better
they
draft Bronny.
uh I think they will, but this ain't the draft where you try to go find that guy. These guys will be excellent role players. I think a lot of them will have really good impact. But
Oh yeah, this draft could be full of, in the next 5 to 10 years, a lot of these players are gonna get drafted. This shit gonna be them players that like, oh shit, them boys, they gonna
like
be like
Bruce
real good
Bowen,
role players.
Karan Butler, Oda Ray Allen, Michael Red type guys,
Yeah.
Reggie Miller's, and whatever. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't like Miami is interesting. Like, I understand their approach, but I think you need to start like they draft talent, don't get me wrong, but they gotta go get like a Lillard, Kyrie,
But I mean, I glad they didn't get Lillard though, because Lillard wouldn't have helped them.
no, I'm saying it because scoring,
Yeah, they do need
like
scoring
you
now,
got
so
like,
he would have helped, but it's like
yeah,
I know Lillard just
like you got guys like KD that can score. Like KD can help this team, but
he need to be
at
set
the
up.
same time, he really can't
And
because I feel like it's like I said earlier, it's people like Aaron Gordon, even though his team was bad, that can give you a good 25 points a game. But you look at the scoreboard and you like where did he do it at? And then you go look at the stats and you're like, okay, he did this. What you say about the fourth quarter, but he did this in the first 3 quarters or the first quarter alone. Like when you,
mhm.
and I'm not saying Butler is that type of scorer, but you seen what Denver was able to do. Like, we're gonna take away your strength, make you a jump shooter from three, and let your 3-pointer guys, they can shoot that because they're role players at the end of the day. They're not meant to be in this starring role like Miami has them to be. They
Mhm.
would do better, so much better on other teams around the league.
Like say your boy Vincent, who been with them the year before, like he been damn near one of the more important players on the team in
Mhm.
that playoffs. But he gets to the Lakers and it's like shit, you forget him in the league.
Yep. And I told people that I said, y'all, so many people are hung up on analytics, percentages, and don't understand. Y'all know these people is role players, role players. The Lakers, I hope from my perspective that they didn't like expect him, if that makes sense, to play the way he played.
Yeah.
But outside of him, I don't even know. Maybe Reeves was a good 3-point shooter because I know Vanderbilt wasn't. And so that's a lot of pressure when you're asked to be that only guy, not the only guy, but when you're the only guy on that team to be productive from three, like that shit ain't easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to game plan for a team, a player, excuse me, of any stature, and say, well, yeah, they good for three. Let's make sure we keep a man on them. Let's make sure we make them put the ball on the floor, go to the hole because they not success. They not gonna shoot well.
Yeah. I know what they thought they'd be getting with Vincent. Shit, I can see Vincent overachieve. Like sometime that we be like, that's like right now. Let's say PJ Washington, but on it's been his contract season.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody would give PJ the same type of money they giving Kyle Kuzma right now, or maybe more. Like they'll probably damn not give him a. I think of. I don't get me wrong now. Like them sorry ass teams that ain't got shit going on with their roster who need to spend money in the off season just to spend it because you
Yeah.
got to spend a certain amount. Them the ones who will give PG a max.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, if he would have been a free agent right now this season, they will see what he did throughout this playoffs. And I ain't taking nothing away from him or whatever like that. But they gonna look at that and say, "Oh yeah, well, shit, he one of them players." So now when they bring him in, they expect him to be the second star or this third star. And it's like, no, that ain't who he is. Like he just plays a role. But y'all want this role player for Dallas to come be y'all second best player on
Mm-hmm.
your team. Like the shit don't
Say,
work like that.
yeah, a savior, yeah. Like, and that's what's sad. That's why I said I think people in for a rude awakening. I think as far as the threes that we see teams take, I think it'll drop, but it won't drop immediately. But as Steph gets older, these these guys like Hero, I ain't gonna name this, many others, they'll still get like top dollar money, but they not gonna commit to them for 4 or 5 years because of how good the percentage. Because when you look at, okay, Butler, and what's a young player I can name? We named Trey Young, Tatum, for instance, Tatum and Brown. They can shoot a three, but they don't shoot it at the rate that Steph or Dame through. And people tend
Mm.
to look at the percentage and be like, listen, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, you claim you watch them and you're not willing to admit that that's not the strength in their game. Same thing with Luca. Like,
Mm.
yeah, he can shoot 37% on the year from three, but is that a strength in his game? And what a lot of people don't want to admit is that it's not. Like the mid range at the basket in the post for a lot of the Anthony Edwards is the best example. He can try his hardest to become more efficient and better at that three. It's just never gonna be a strength. And like I can see it in him right now, and that's like my frustrating with Tatum. That is one of, to me, a low percentage shot that you can take. Like if it's not, I'm very upset at the analytic department because it's always existed. And these GMs that they don't understand that. Like you couldn't find LeBron, so you was like, oh, it'll be much easier to find Steph. So that's how guys like Tyler Hero end up getting overpaid and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that because you're like, oh, that's easier to find. Like they know they ain't gonna find no Wimbenyana with that skill set and stuff like that. So it's easy. I think year in and year out, you can find people like Anthony Edwards. But I'm even looking at this draft like Ron Holland. He can't shoot for shit. Like he a good defender, but he can't shoot for shit. I would compare him more so to McDaniels and like Vanderbilt type guys. But I'm looking and I'm like, okay, once he gets to the NBA and he's asked to score, what is he gonna do? Like he ain't even got the potential as of right now to even have that output like Anthony Edwards did coming in as far as a scorer or Booker.
Yeah,
Like
it's just like with JJ Redick when JJ Redick went in college, like you
yeah,
couldn't tell me JJ Redick gave him a score. Like he wasn't no just a shooter. He been a scorer. Like
right.
in your mind, it's like I mean, don't get me wrong. He done had like certain times where it's like okay, most of his shots coming off a three, but it ain't like he been no catch and shoot play. Like he been pulling up. Like he been a scorer in college, but he getting the NBA is like no, everybody ain't around your athletic ability no more. Like everybody's a superior athlete. So you blowing by somebody ain't gonna never be a thing. Now that you got to put the ball on the floor and dribble, you realize like, damn, I can't really dribble like that. You scared you will get the ball tick, so you use a catch and shoot player at this point. And it's
Yeah.
so why he's saying is like kind of to what you saying. Matter of fact, it's like these players, a lot of these players are just game time shooters. Like when they in the mix or they in the vibe or they on a hot streak, they'll pull up and they'll wet some shit and they'll look like they proficient 3 point shooters. Luca been a perfect example. I watched Luca all season. I wouldn't look at Luca and say, "Oh yeah, well shit, his strength is three ball." No, Luca strength is him getting in that pull, some getting that little mid range game going on, or him bullying a mismatch or some shit like that. He can get hard now, but that ain't really a strength of this game. Just like how you say with hum Butler, he can shoot three when he hard. And like that's the that's the league right now where we ain't really gonna have no we ain't never gonna have a Steph type shooter where it's like he the starter team, he do other shit, but he also shoot like Steph. Ain't gonna never be no shit like that again.
Right. Right. Like
Everybody
even
gonna be
with
super
Shay,
shooters.
he's doing the best he can from three. The
Yeah.
best he ever can. And people was like, wow, like the mid-range. And I said, that's what I've been trying to tell people. That in order for these guys to be better in whatever, y'all got to understand, Shay knows, like, I can hit a three here and there, but that's not me. Let me get to the
Yeah.
basket. Let me pull up for this midi. Let me get in the post. He understands that, and you can tell. That's
Mhm.
why I get so frustrated when I be like, yo, Trey Young, although he's small, like like and Trey Young is figuring it out because I seen that people posted a statistic about how many floaters. I think he took over 1,000 and some floaters this year. And I believe his average was 25 points, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what they said, but I'm like, see, Trey is figuring out, okay, the threes, it's good that I can be like Steph, but I gotta try to get other areas of my game better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And see, he's just inconsistent. It's
Yeah.
like Trey Young will give you a good game one game. The next game was like he just being a playmaker. Like he got a lot of he shooting. He maybe took two threes that entire game. It's
Mhm.
like you ain't gonna never see a game where Steph only take two threes. Him taking the threes, whether he hit them or not, is him telling the defense like, "Hey, listen, I own one. If I get hot now, I missed that one. But hey, you better come up next time."
But you know what happened? And I seen this happening with Young a mile away. If you take his size, I know it's an important part of the conversation, but I remember people being on him so heavy. All he do is pull up from what's the name from half court. That's a terrible shot. All he do is pull up from three. That's a terrible shot. He needs to have more to his game. He need to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. I'm not gonna say because I did not hear it, so I'm not gonna say like he needed a mid range game. Matter of fact, I wasn't thinking that. Only thing I was thinking when I looked at him was, okay, yeah, you can shoot 40% all you want from three. What else can you do?
Right.
That's what I'm saying about playmaking. It can be very misleading. And I will say Trey did have a whole bunch of guys on his team that he kind of needed to set up. They weren't good offensive options and stuff like that. He's never had the chance to have, that guy that he really ain't got to set up for and bounce off of. And then I felt like outside of health with him and DeJounte Murray, okay, I think it was perfect to put another ball handler next to him. But the first thing I thought of is I don't think Trey wants to do that. And Trey might not be comfortable doing that because he's uncomfortable, you know, not having the ball in his hands. And that's another thing that I see with a lot of these young guys too is they don't know what to do when that ball is not in their hands. Like they just get stuck.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with LeBron. Brian, like people get on him, but LeBron to me don't know what kind of player he is if that ball is not constantly in his hands. He
Mm-mm.
has to have it to get off.
Yeah, that's why I say like when people will be talking about like the Kyrie and LeBron Cavs is like I get it. That's the Cavs. No matter what anybody can say, like they gonna look at it like that's LeBron team. LeBron won the championship. It was LeBron and the Cavs or whatever like that. But
Correct.
just exactly what you said, it's not is the reason why it's like it should be viewed as like a LeBron Kyrie type thing more so than just like it's like with Kobe and Shaq won their championship. You can say whatever you want to say about oh Kobe had Shaq for 3 championships or so and so. It's like and Shaq had Kobe. It's like that's how I look at the Cavs, and even when Kyrie today people talk about Kyrie, it's like Kyrie know how to play on ball and off ball. When he get off ball, he understand. Yeah, I a superstar, and I can get the ball right now from this from Luca, and I can go score. But at the same time, I gotta play within the floor of the offense. I can't just be standing around looking crazy. I gotta cut. I gotta be ready for a catch and shoot. Like it's hard for some players to go from star player with the ball to okay, now I need to kind of let this other person cook, but I need to do what I need to do to help this person, even if I ain't got the ball. Like how you say LeBron be in that position, LeBron just like, okay, well, do you got to do? I mean, that right job, you ain't got him. But then that's not how you supposed to play when you play to the next to a star.
You're right. Right.
That's what Luka doing now. He handed it off to let Kyrie just work like he's supposed to. Is that what Luka doing now? You say don't panic.
No, I mean no. Luka still do that from time to time, but I think Luka more. Well, no, I mean Luka still do that. Luka still do them. But I don't got a problem with Luka doing them. Same way I ain't had a problem with LeBron doing them. If that's your scrim, that's your scrim. But at the same time, it's like let's give credit to the other player that can do as much and have the same effect on the game. Let's give credit to them because not only like in this playoffs, Luka step up defensively. Luka playing defense, but he on offense he ain't playing like an off ball. He ain't cutting. He ain't doing some of those things or whatever. That he ain't setting no screens. I seen Kyrie do all that and play defense and still got to carry his load offensively.
I get you.
It's like that's the credit I want to give the players like him. Whether I a fan of his or not, like that's the credit players like him should get because it's different aspects of the game. Offense, defense, off ball defense, on ball with the off. It's like it's different aspects you still got to be good at to make a good run. And with LeBron, like as good as he is, like okay, the reason why LeBron ain't gonna ever win another championship because LeBron ain't ever gonna come up that ball. LeBron ain't gonna just play the four and just be a scratch four or be in a dunker spot and catch alleys or get easy baskets or offensive rebound. Like that ain't who LeBron ever gonna be. So LeBron can't win a championship unless he got a lethal scorer next to him, somebody who can go get a bucket.
We got the Pope in the building. What's the good, Pope?
Hey,
What's happening, Pope?
Right. He'll probably come on the mic in a second. I don't know if he can hear us. His
But
mic
to
is
me,
on
that's
mute.
why LeBron ain't never won another championship.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
care
Yeah,
how
my
many
bad. What's
championships.
good, y'all? My bad. My mic was muted.
Hello, Pope.
what's
Hey,
going
what's
on, young
going on,
man?
everybody? Got the Mavs and the Celtics finals, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. Shout out. Man, I want to let everybody doing some amazing work over there, man. You need to go check out what's going on with the Pope v. Frank.
Oh yeah.
Man,
You keep
thank you,
doing your
brother.
thing. You keep doing your thing, man. I'm telling you, you got something going on.
Yeah, it's brewing, man. It's brewing.
Yeah, it's original. You know, you keep it up, man. That shit, it looks good over there.
It look good over there, man. Thank you, man.
We're gonna make history. Just keep,
We moving, man.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, can I say this? Hey,
Into that,
no bad.
what's finals? I'm Western
I'm
Conference.
sorry.
Some of this game,
I didn't hear you talking to me. Okay, go ahead, Fly.
the Mavs game.
Yeah, I definitely caught some of the game, man. That was, man.
They
Sheesh,
was
Luka
they
Doncic.
blitzed their ass.
Yeah, they did, man. They went on their head and wiped them off the floor, You know, they let them know. It seemed too though that Minnesota just laid it down too almost.
Yeah, they did.
Listen, they got overwhelmed. I think them shot makers and another thing. I was just looking at, like I was just on IG, just scrolling through. and they showed a clip of Anthony Edwards taunting Kyrie Irving, talking about, yo, you thought it was over in the last game. This shit, like, I'm like he should have never been doing that. You know, and I said that before the series started. Like, he finally gonna meet his match. You know, these dudes ready to go shot for shot with you. Let's go. Them other dudes is playing. You know, like KD and them, they laid down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
horrendous what the Suns did, man. They should be ashamed of themselves. You know, let Anthony Edwards just run up amok like this. They was comparing him to Jordan and shit. I mean, so what the hell is Luka?
Yeah.
Larry,
Oh, motherfucker, boy.
Hey, Fly, can I say
Larry
this right?
Bird.
What's good?
Hey, Fly, can you hear me?
What'd you say?
Can you hear me?
What did you say?
All right, you hit me there. Okay, bet you hit me. Hey, Fly, look here. This is what I want to say right fast. I'm gonna say it right fast. Shout out to No Panic. Ain't no panic. You called that right. Marvin called you right too about that series with Minnesota. You hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Hey, shout out to You No Panic, because I'm gonna tell you was right on point with that. You said it just how it was gonna come. They was gonna lose them 3, and then they was gonna come down and get that 4th one. And then it was gonna be all over with like that. Shout out to You No Panic. I don't know if you remember or not, but you called it right like that. And then it seemed like that. And then I want to apologize too, Flight, because you just made mention to the point about Anthony Edwards. And I ain't gonna apologize about Cat Williams. You understand? Because he was what I thought he was. But I apologize. Dude is on point. But he just got that same, 5-year-old team that he, just trying to bag him up. Them players ain't really like that. And I really can't say that because that other dude that used to play with Utah, the tall guy, the 7'5" guy, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't all that then when he was with Utah, but then he could be a help, and he's a good defensive player. So, man, I want to tell you something. They need to get rid of Williams, though, Flight. That's my point about that. But shout out to Marvin and shout out to No Panic. They call that series right. Hey, what y'all think about who going to get that between Boston and, what's his name now? It's finna come up.
Who you got in that series, Pope?
I got Dallas, man. It's their time. I got Dallas Mavericks. And I got him. I got it. Let's see. Let me think about this. I want to say Celtics might get 2. They might get 2 in there.
Oh no, this shit gonna be crazy.
that
Kyrie, he said some shit, during the press. Like, did you see when he got the trophy? You heard what he said? He said they said they asked him, "What you think about going back to Boston?" He said I'm ready. He was like, Boston is in the way of our goal, and that's what he said. I was like, why? I don't know why he giving Boston them bulletin board material.
Man, listen, that
The
boy.
Boston got defenders, man. They gonna have about 4 or 5 dudes to send at him.
But
That's
you
gonna
gotta
be the
remember
difference.
though, every time Kyrie go back to Boston, them boy boom, them boy try to chunk with a water bottle one year. Like them boy don't like Kyrie, like them boy been burning his jersey and all that shit. So like this right here, him getting to the finals been like, okay, I back in the finals, it go time. But for it to be Boston too, I tell you, like the other night, like I see a couple 40-point games at this man. I see him dropping a couple 40 pieces.
I'm with you, man. I think both teams haven't seen a team like each other.
Yeah.
Uh,
Luka is
Boston
too
got-
much for anybody to handle. He's the guy.
Yo, I'm just mad. What if Jimmy Butler was there? Didn't Miami take him 6? Was it 6?
Was it
Yeah.
did they?
No, they went 7
No, they did.
last
Oh
year.
yeah,
Last year, yeah,
Jimmy
they
I'm
went
talking about
7.
this
beat them
year.
in
This
7, huh?
year.
Oh, this year. Oh no, this year. Yeah, wasn't Jimmy? Jimmy was hurt.
He was hurt, but did it go 6 or was it 5? I know they won 1.
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Damn, Boston played them this playoffs here.
I mean,
Yeah, they played in first round. That's right.
you should watch how Miami debate. Anytime Boston get tested, it's like they collapse.
As I ain't trying to knock Boston run, but I really don't remember who the fuck Boston beat to get what he had other than beating Indiana.
They're
Like
gonna put Holiday out
every time they
there.
talk about Boston this playoffs, I always got to be reminded that they play somebody in the first round. They play this team in the second round. I
Yeah,
be
they got
forgetting.
Derek White. I'm just talking about the perimeter defenders. They're gonna be out there. Brown and Tatum could defend too, but that dude White and that dude Holiday is just gonna be crazy.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to handle Kyrie and Luca though. That's the thing. As good as defenders as they are, they gonna be nothing compared to them dudes. Them dudes ain't gonna worry about. You know how Lamelo, like, it's just not a good matchup for Drew Holiday. He be sitting Drew on his pockets. Now everybody can't do that, but certain cats, when you crafty like a Kyrie Irving, Lamelo Ball, you nice with the handle. Yeah, you get them type of defenders on their rocker. They gonna bite. You might see some broken ankles, but
Kyrie for to have a field day.
he finna go crazy. He might win MVP, Finals MVP. This is payback.
So who won it for the West in Dallas? Y'all said Kyrie did?
Luca won
Luca.
it.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Oh yeah, Luca went crazy. Luca the bazooka. That boy, that's Larry Bird.
Hmm.
Well, I'll tell you.
That's about to be
Where's the magic
down.
though? Who's the magic though to his Larry? We need a Magic Johnson to his Larry.
That's supposed to be that's Tatum.
Tatum, no, he got baby hairs. He light skinned with baby hairs. They don't get it done. It rather be Jalen Brown.
I think Jalen gonna be aggressive in this series, but I think they're gonna work against them. I think Tatum gonna show up
What?
small in most of the games. I got
Yeah.
That's
Max.
what I said. What's up with Tatum, man? Because it seemed like now he had that buzz and he was buzzing, and you
If
know what I mean. Now he
if
seems just to be like a so player to me.
if I may say, Pope, I keep saying this. He ascended. Some guys can't handle ascending like Tatum did, and so what that creates is arrogance and just. I'm not gonna accuse him of not working on his game. It's just that he don't play to his strength.
Yeah, because the way he looked his rookie year, you would have thought by now he would be clear cut
Mm.
the face of the league or the guy of the league, but he keep looking light skinned every year.
And
Yeah,
mine
I
now
need
Tatum and Brown now been in like how much conference finals they now been in?
four. I think
Shit, them
four.
boys they been in this shit early. Them boys should at least have like I said, I know Jalen Brown got it in him. Jalen Brown just don't got that. If you give Jalen Brown, now I ain't gonna say his talent, but cause Jalen Brown, he good as damn stuff. He just
I
it's
think
like
he
if you
better
give
than
him,
him though. Honestly, I think he better.
I do too.
I think it's
I
close.
think he's better than Tatum, yes.
I think he close. I don't think he necessarily better like
I
defensively, but I think he close.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think if Brown was in Miami that he could do what Butler has done while he was there?
Yeah.
Without Butler,
Yeah, his
Because
talent transcended over to Miami too. Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I don't know because what Jimmy Butler been doing been some more like out of body shit, like offensively and defensively. Like he limited as it is. Like he ain't no overly bigger play at the guard position. He ain't no crazy 3-point shooters. Like I know it's like I mean shit. I don't know. That'll be a good little. That'll be something. I would pay to watch a season of that to see how that pan out.
Hey, hey,
I
hey,
think
okay,
Bro-
let me put it like this. Okay, put it in the same position. Because I look at it like this too, both ways. Okay, this should I say with Brown or either Tatum with none of them to go against Butler. Just say you turn around and put Anthony Edwards. Which one would you choose between them two instead of Brown and them? Which one would you choose between Anthony Edwards and what's his name? Out there in Miami. What's his name?
Butler.
Butler. You would take Butler over Edwards?
Oh no, I'll take Andy Edwards just because he the younger player.
Yeah, okay,
And
I
he
get that.
offensively he a lot more gifted in my eyes.
Hey, all right. It could be Jimmy Butler. It could be Jimmy Butler coming out this freshman year, coming up out of Marquette. It wouldn't make no goddamn difference. I'm gonna tell you, you would take Edwards all day, all night.
But I mean, if you asking me in that same scenario, as far as we in the playoffs, we going against these teams. If you going to drag me out of this position, we ain't got much. We got Bam who don't score, but he played defense and he's still undersized than it is. Then you
Right.
got a bunch of role players who hit or miss. Duncan Robinson getting all his money, but he inconsistent from time to time. Tyler Hero, he ain't that big of a player. He coming off the bench. He ain't that type of score where it's like he dropping 40, 50 for us or whatever. Like he ain't a dominant player, I should say. It's like, and then you put Ant in that position, like I don't know. Like I mean, shit, I probably still would want to take Butler.
I get you.
But if you just
No,
talking
yeah,
about like,
no, Ant wouldn't be able to do. I know who would though. If you took Brown off of the Celtics and put him on the Heat, even without Butler, just Butler can retire. But if you gave Jalen Brown that roster, I think they'll beat the Celtics.
Mm.
Take Jalen Brown off the Celtics, put him on the Heat without no Butler.
Yep.
I
yeah,
think,
I think mentality will come in at that point.
correct. That's what I'm saying. To me, I think you put Brown on a lot of different teams to where he can be the best. Think about it. Brown was on the Lakers with Anthony Davis, no LeBron James. I think that'd be nice. Like he was the number one and Davis was the two. Because he can score in 30s and 40s on every given night. But when he taking the back seat to Tatum, if we don't really get to see that until he have to really do it.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, they should make something. Even I think the Golden State Warriors should try to get him over there with Steph somehow, some way. If they could get that boy, him and Steph, they'll work out.
Yeah, shit. All swap him out for Wiggins.
Yeah,
And
Wiggins and you can have Wiggins and whoever else.
right. But I told people about Wiggins when he was in Minnesota. I said he went Towns is in that same boat. I said, yeah, they can score, but they scoring ain't impactful. And they was like, oh, you just hard on Wiggins because he had a bad season. Wiggins is the same player, just in a different system.
Mm-hmm. You asking them to do a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
All they gotta do is focus on, hey, listen, we need you to knock down some big shots, some threes. So just work on that three ball, work on swapping out, playing defense, and be switching on that motherfucker. Like you simplify what he got, just like with PG. You simplify what he got to do, so when he can focus on what you actually ask him to do instead of okay, like with Charlotte, it's like 1 minute you want him to be a scorer, the next minute you want him to be a piece of the team, the next minute it's like you don't even know what you want him to be because you got so much lottery picks on the team.
Yeah.
But now he with a team with like, oh no, we got scoring coverage. Oh, we got rim protection coverage. We just need you to help out in this area and that area.
Yeah. That's true.
Peace.
And Boston, good. Like I ain't taking nothing away from Boston. I mean, I saying I got Mavericks in 6, but I ain't taking nothing away from Boston. I think Boston, for all purposes, Boston is the better team. If you look up and down that roster, regardless if you want to go 1-12 or 1-6, they do got the better roster. But it's like in the playoffs, it come down to that last 5 minutes. I don't think Jalen Brown. I don't think Jalen Brown can be consistent enough in no moments. But I do know he can be aggressive. I know he'll take the shots. I know he'll whatever. But Jason Tatum is like to me that's the X factor. I know he the star, so it's hard to say he the X factor. But he the X factor. This series gonna be on whoever he is. He can't just be this player where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna come down, pull up. Oh shit, my jump ain't working. Well, I ain't driving the basket. I'm gonna just try to play make. I'm gonna be the point guard then. I'll do that. Like you can't do that shit. Like if you gonna be that number one player on the team, you gonna be the star. You gotta be that shit in the good moments and the bad moments. So even if your shot ain't going down, find a way. I don't think Tatum got it in his mentality to find a way. I think it's like fuck. I tried.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get talked about being a good playmaker or not, so I'm gonna do that. And Jalen Brown just like, man, give me the ball. I got this.
Right. I agree with what you just said.
Yeah, buddy. Man, I'm about to get on out of here and call it a night, y'all. But see, y'all keep doing your thing, covering this good NBA too. I'll be tapped in.
All right, Pope.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, but like Pope was saying earlier, it looked like Kyrie is ready for the moment. I'm sorry, it's get rough when it's time when Kyrie ready for the moment.
I know if this been Boston first finals, I would have had a sweep. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and then when it come down to like you said, it's their first time, and like well, Luca really too much ain't been there before, but Luca been through the fire. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, when he went through the Clippers and did the Clippers like he did. You know what I'm saying. So that was really nothing to him because he had faced two monsters, two-headed monsters before. So that's really nothing new to him.
And on top of that, like, and that's the thing I keep saying. Like, I wouldn't give no other, not even Kyrie. If it was Kyrie first finals, I wouldn't even give Kyrie. I would say Kyrie, this is first finals, so he gonna have to get adjust to how to play in the finals, whatever like that. Well, Luca, I don't got them problems because, like I said, I understand how sports outside of this country work. To Luca, winning whatever the championship is in Slovenia or whatever, or the Olympics or whatever that represents their country, or whatever championship, that means more to him than the NBA Finals championship. He done been in them positions since he been 13, playing in the big games, playing in the championship, winning championships in his country. Like if you go to these other countries and watch, they like even their basketball team get more support because it's the whole country team more so than just a state in the country team. So like to me, Luke and I've been through this shit. Like this playoff scenario, this playoff shit. I don't think that's nothing to Luca. I don't think the finals. And when I say the finals ain't gonna be nothing, I mean he gotta take it lightly. What I mean is like when he gets to the finals, it's not gonna feel like okay, this for all the marbles. Like I play my whole career for this. It's like I don't did this and I don't win at a high level before. The competition may have been different, but the stakes still the same. Because all you asking these players to do is go in the finals on the biggest stage ever and make the shots and make it all season. A lot of people can't do that. Tatum may not be that type of person. When you say, okay, well, we get what you've been giving us all season, but we need something extra. The great players find whatever the fuck extra that is and give you that. I
Right.
don't think Tatum can do that.
You don't think Kato can do that?
I don't think Tatum can do that. I think I think Jalen Brown can. Like I said, I think Jalen Brown got the mentality for what you want out of a player in that end game scenario. I just don't think he got the. I don't want to say the efficiency. I don't want to say like the skill set or whatever. It's like I don't. It's like Tatum is the more talented player. Like the things Tatum do is effortlessly doing it. When Jalen Brown doing them is like I don't know. I just feel like Jalen Brown pressing more to do certain shit. It's like both of them get squeaky from three, but it's like Brown just get a little more squeakier.
Uh, uh, I don't know. I don't know. I know they both good. I know.
Yeah,
When it comes down to it, I think Brown actually, like you, I think Brown is a better player. Around the board. But Tatum ain't no slouch. I would say Tatum a slouch. No, and I think he's
uh,
gonna be. I think he's gonna be there in the moment. But I don't know if he got like with you. I don't know if he's gonna be ready for the moment. I just can't say like dude gonna be there and he's just gonna put it in. Because I didn't even look at that series when they played against Indiana. Matter of fact, what that series went 5 games, didn't it?
um, no, they sweep Indiana.
Okay, so I don't know. But then, like I said before, you say the X factor is going to be if Tatum. If Tatum show up, then he could be the X factor. I think Kyrie going to be the X factor all the way down the ladder line. Because then you got to realize too, they know Kyrie and Kyrie know them, and I think Kyrie got the advantage over them. All what's going on with Boston as far as the organization all the way up and down the board. So
Yeah,
how they gonna attack him to a certain extent? You did.
yeah, and it will come down to coaching too, because I feel like when I look at Joe Mazzulla and then I look at who the coach they had before he had all that other shit going on. Udoka. Udoka as far as coaching, Udoka's the person that I feel like would get the most out of Tatum and Brown in those moments. I feel like he just would get the most out of them. But I feel like Joe Mazzulla is the better coach as far as like counter attacks and changing up the game plan from game to game. So when you look at him against Kid good with that halftime adjustment. And at the same time, like you got two of the best scorers in the league. Like when you got that, I mean, ain't really too much of a game plan you need to put on offense as much as you need to put on defense. But he good at that. For him to have been a point guard his entire career and now he head coach, like he good at defensive adjustments. Or that's just one of the coaches on the bench with him that's good at that or whatever. But he will come down to coaching too. Can Boston make adjustments fast enough? Because I feel like they don't make in-game adjustments as good as the Mavs make it. But at the same time, like you can deny that Boston from game to game, like he can scheme up some shit. They just don't. I don't think. Let me ask you this: you think they're a better defense? I mean, when it comes to Boston defense, you think they not as good defensively because of the addition of KP, or you think they not as of a good defense because coaching?
I would think, but see, I didn't watch that many games, but Porzingis. I didn't watch that many games with him, you understand me? I didn't watch while he was with Boston, so I didn't watch Boston that much this season anyway. But I just remember about what Boston did back in the past, you understand me, in the playoffs back in the past. Like I think you had said, a Pope mentioned that they didn't go far really, you know. Well, I know they did. They got past the Bucks and all that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's all I can go by what I saw last season. So they ain't got Porzingis right now, so that's a non-factor, right?
Yeah, I mean, see, when I look at it,
and then we already know that it happened when they played against Indiana. They ran through Indiana. You know, what's they them had a problem with Indiana. I mean, you know, that don't explain. I don't even understand that, but yeah. Man, look, I can't figure it out. I like Boston. I want to like Boston, but did it come? Like I said before, it come down to Tatum. I don't know what he gonna do.
Yeah, that's the main thing to me.
Yeah, I don't know what he gonna do. That's argumentable. You know, I'm just saying. If he might show up and say, "Look, Kyrie, I want to give you something because I know you. I've been wanting to give you something. I've been waiting for this day since you was in Boston, Kyrie. I've been waiting for this day." And I want to give it to you just like I'm going to give it to you. If I give you 45 every game, then that's nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you give him 45 every game, I think it's going to go down to 7 because I know Kyrie ain't no slouch. So I know somewhere in between that 45, Kyrie going to be getting his too. And Luka going to be getting his too because I know it ain't no one-man show out there in Dallas. Like you said before, I think to a certain extent, Luka is the future of them. But Kyrie ain't no second fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't, you know.
And mine now, like Mavericks got the outside of the Timberwolves, because I mean, say they out now, so they don't even matter. But we got between defensive, we got the better defense. We got the better defense. We got the better.
When you say we, you talk about Dallas, right?
Dallas, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So defensively,
I wouldn't know how to agree with that or disagree with it. Like I said, I ain't been watching Boston. I see that little bit what Boston did against Indiana, though, and I know Boston can hold. You know, Boston can make the runs on you, and I want to see if Dallas gonna be able to sustain the runs because once they didn't make no Minnesota didn't make no runs on them. I know Boston will be able to give you some pieces real fast, give you a 20-piece or a 10-piece real fast, and you just see how you gonna catch up with that.
Yeah,
and then
another
thing too, listen to me. Hey, I understand this too, though, Patty. I know when Boston known for taking it down to the wire and being successful. You understand me? They ain't with that Minnesota type stuff now. It ain't gonna be the same California like it was with Minnesota. Minnesota, to a certain extent, didn't know how to win games when it came down in the playoffs because they ain't got nobody that's playoff understandable anyway. Boston got that.
But I mean, Minnesota got the better defense. Like they got the best defense.
I know coming into the league, I know they the West. I know they the number one team in the West with the defense and all that. But then when it comes down
in the league,
Go ahead, huh?
No, they the best defense in the league.
In the league, okay, I get it. When it comes down to it, I don't know. Did you think they played good defense through this series with Dallas? I know the other was, yeah. I saw when they played against Phoenix and now what they gave Phoenix. What you said? And what they gave Phoenix and what they gave what's the name, Denver. But I'm just saying, when it comes down to this right here, yeah, they played good defense because they kept it low. I guess you're right. And then you have to say the thing about Dallas too, because Dallas kept it really. Who was it keeping the game low in their favor?
No, I mean, shit. And we talking about low. The game's still been getting up to 100 points and plus or whatever like that. But that
Yeah,
still
right there at
relatively
100.
low.
Right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's still relatively low. If the final score like 105 to 108 or some shit like that, that's a low scoring game in today's
Right. And then the team that do wind up winning the game or something like that had to, carry the 3-point or 7-point or 11-point lead out through the game. Not even 11-point lead out through the game. Yeah, see, I get that part, but I see Boston being able to run it, to a certain extent, to be able to run it up. I don't really see them doing it like that, but I see them being capable and able of doing that. You understand me? I don't know. I don't know how I go turn. I'm just gonna stay tuned and watch it. God will.
And see another thing, they gotta work KP back into the offense or into the
He ain't gonna be able. Is he coming back for the series?
Yeah, he could have been back last series, but I had a sweep going, so I guess they've been like, shit, let him sit. So I mean, if he come back, he might be rusty. You never know what's going on, and sometimes teams be pressed to try to get a player back in rotation, and they take all them shots and be missing. And like I said, like Dallas got the most road ones in the playoffs. This playoffs on any team, so it's like we play damn near better or as good on the road as we play at home. To me, we play better on the road, and that's why I say if you look at all of the series that we played this playoffs, it's like the against the Clippers had the home court advantage. We take one of the when we lose the first game, but we won the second one. We won the third, going down at our own place 2-2. Then we going up to them, beat them 3-2, and then we finish them off at home. Same thing in the second round, and then in this round we actually win the first 3 games. So it's like shit. I know, man. Like I ain't trying to take nothing away from Boston. I just don't see a tandem of Tatum and Brown coming up in the clutch against Luka and Kyrie. I just can't see it. I can try to picture it. I just don't see it.
I actually don't either.
That's just too much right there. Like, and you ain't got no bench. Your bench don't give you nothing. Like, you can't win no championship with your bench. I can understand. I can't even understand that, but it's like if you get every bit of the potential out of your surrounding players and your role players, it's like cool. But then when you be like, okay, well, the bench coming in and the bench can't even give you nothing because it's Peyton Pritchard, who ain't stopping nobody, who ain't going on no tail offensively. You got fucking Hauser. Like, who is these people at the end of the day? You just bringing people who good and know how to play within the Boston Celtics system in the game that you can trust. But other than that, like no other team in the league would have them coming off the bench or being in the rotation in the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, when the series gonna start with Boston? When did it start?
2 games in Boston, June.
I'm talking about what day it started. When is the first game?
Oh, June 6th.
6?
Yeah.
Damn, they got long grass.
Yeah, they got a week off. That's why I've been telling Marvin yesterday, like, even if we had 8-6, we still had like almost a week left until the final start.
Yeah.
So I see what Marvin was saying about the injuries or whatever like that. Like, yeah, that is true. We could have gotten injured. Like, shit, Lively take a shot to the head today. He could have been out going in the concussion protocol or re-injured his neck or whatever like that. So shit, we had need to end this for real.
Well, I'm telling you. This been a strange, boys. And a lot of people, I think I'm gonna tell you, as quiet as it kept, I think this series right here between Boston and the Mavericks, yeah, Boston and the Mavericks is going to turn out to be a real nice one for history.
Yeah.
I think it really is because of the fact because look who the stars are. Look who the
We a
players
lot
are.
of high level shot
And then-
makers.
but I like with no Pat. But what I mean is like a lot of people. Oh man, Boston and Dallas, that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this gonna be real interesting.
Yeah, like I was just saying this the other day. Like if you go back and watch the Mavericks entire run to the Western Conference Finals, I'm talking about from the first round to today, it's a bunch of classic games that would be a classic in a lot of people's eyes. The Mavericks playing, even though we did win or whatever, been classic. Like most of the games we win come down to the wire. If you go look at the point differential in every series, I guarantee you, like the margin ain't really that big. It's like we were winning a bunch of 2 3 point games damn near every game that we win. We won maybe 2 or 3 off blowouts or more than 5 points that I can remember.
Uh,
Like this entire run, but if you want to see good basketball, if you want to see tight games or whatever in the end, look at that entire Thunder series. That entire Thunder series been a fucking battle down to the end. Even though I know it been kind of easy because it's like all we doing is playing with y'all as far as like keeping up with y'all throughout the game. Because in the end, y'all got just shit trying to be the hero when we got two motherfuckers can do that. So we always had the advantage on y'all, whatnot. But even some good ass games in this little run. I don't know about nobody else's run, but I know this Mavericks run right here is a lot of classic games.
yeah, and even though with that, like I said before, I know I've been watching back in the past when they went against the Clippers and how they handled the dog walk the Clippers like they did. You understand me in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So I already do the bad. I do out well, to a certain extent, not too necessarily the bad, but I would say the balance of Mavericks that the Mavericks as the team. I would say like Luca, man, Luca won't let it go.
Yeah, man. Look, listen, Luca go on the road. Luca be on the road talking shit to the fans, talking shit to the opposing bench. Luca talk shit all game. Like Luca going like before the season right here. I used to look at Luca and be like, shit. Luca good, but Luca kind of like how Harden knows of me. It's like he gonna give you all the razzle dazzle, the scoring and all that, but it don't really mean nothing. Like what he do when the shit really matter. And Danny, like, I going to see him in person when they have played Charlotte this year. And I just been looking like, damn, like this dude is like the best motherfucker on the court. Like, ain't even close. Like, even with Kyrie on the court, it's like, damn, like Luca really for real. Like, Luca shocked me this year, like, as far as like just this entire run. Like, he been playing defense at the same level as most motherfuckers who actually get credited for playing defense. Shit. Luca played through injury the whole playoffs. Like, this man been injured coming into the playoffs. And I ain't talking about like no, oh, he might have tweaked something. They talking about like whatever he got going on, he gonna need surgery for that shit.
Hey, how long Luca been in the league? 5 years?
6.
Okay, good. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Look here, I'm gonna tell you something. Realize this and understand this. When the great players win their championships, except for Magic was the only one because he had Jabbar them anyway because he was out in LA. But when the great
Right.
players start winning their championships, well, Larry Bird did the story too. But the great ones, they start getting like in their 7th year. You know,
Yeah.
Giannis did that. Jordan did it. You understand me? A lot of them, a lot because they become from them poop butt teams. You understand me? So they got to build them teams. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it take them usually that long to do it. So I ain't surprised. Like right now, you say Lucas in the 6th year. I ain't surprised that he come out, and do
It's
that.
like I know he been good, but it's like the same way how I look at Tatum is like, damn, bro, like Tatum been in the league for a while. Tatum now making to the conference finals, but it's like when you break it down, it's like, okay, well, 2 of them conference finals been with Kyrie led teams. Okay, cool. One of them been kind of like, they get through a couple of teams that had a little couple of injuries or whatever like that, and then when I see them against Miami last year, where it's like damn, y'all let Miami take y'all 7. Not let y'all take. I mean, cause however you want to look at it, cause I look at Miami like I don't care if they're the 8th seed, the 5th seed, or the 6th seed, they come to play. But it's like I know it's like shit. I don't know. I thought Luca would have been one. I thought Luca one of them players where like Donovan Mitchell. It's like he been good early on. Like he started off good, and it's like you would think him being good would lead to a championship at some point, but it's like no, like shit. He's still trying to find his way in the league. Like Tatum
Yeah,
just got a permanent home, so it's like he ain't finding his way in the league, but at the same time, it's like bro, like y'all kind of built every year to win, and y'all ain't winning. Like y'all don't even win one. Even the Bucks get their little one championship where it's like, yeah, they've been trying to push through for years, and they finally get a break because damn who they play or what it can be. Same with the Nuggets. It's like shit. The shit you gotta roll your way. Tatum it
yeah,
rolled their way when when they had played against Golden State in the championship. They couldn't win that series.
yeah, yeah. I hear you.
I just don't got no belief in a lot of these players that be good early, and then it's like now you want to go win a championship. When we look at the last couple of championship teams, which is Denver, Milwaukee, it's like look how they built through their star. Like ain't nobody had Jokic being quote unquote the best player in the world at some point. Ain't nobody had Giannis Antetokounmpo being the greatest. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
they
that to build
build a
around him.
team, they take time, and then they win instead of being so good at the beginning that it's like like Tatum been good from the beginning. Donovan Mitchell been good from the beginning. A lot of these players be good from the beginning, but they don't never let it amount to nothing. They just end up turning into now they trying to find a team to be a star on.
Right. That goes to show you, like when you use for example, like with the Bucks as an example, where they got Giannis, and then they got what's the name out of Portland? They got him. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got Middleton. You understand me? Dude, when it come down to the end, they didn't have none of them neither, really. You understand? Because when
Yeah.
they didn't utilize Giannis in the playoffs because what? He get hurt. He got hurt. So they wait for him to come back. They didn't utilize what's the name? What's the name? The one to play for Portland. What is his name again? Zero. What is his name?
Talking about now, or you
What,
talking about
I'm talking
then?
about now. I'm talking about just in the playoffs who they just lost. Who they just lose to? Indiana.
Who Portland?
Yeah, I'm not talking about the one that played for Portland. What is brother that? What's the brother that the one that used to play for Portland? He was the
Oh
one.
damn.
Dame Dollar. Okay, good. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. That's what I mean. The Bucks do it like I said when you said about like they acquired these players around like a person like Giannis as an example. They
Yeah.
did that. They did that with Middleton, and then Middleton they needed some help with Middleton, and they tried to do it with what's the name, Drew
Mm-hmm.
Holiday. You understand me? Like that. That didn't work out. They went got what's the name? They got with Dame Dollar.
But see, that's the
They,
thing
they
about
try
the
to put
Bucks.
my point is they try to put the pieces around it. You know what I'm saying? They doing something trying to put
Yeah.
the pieces around it. That's what I meant. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, but see,
Go
the
ahead.
thing about the Bucks is they had Eric Gordon for the longest running what Drew Holiday been doing, but it ain't even working. They've been always running up against this wall. They never could have get past this wall and get to the finals. So the same season that they dumped Eric Gordon and said, you know what, we're gonna bring Drew over here. They won the championship. The next year they've been injured or whatever like that. They ain't get past who they need to get past. They ain't won a championship. And in
Right,
their mind is like, okay, let's trade Drew away because we're gonna try to get Dame in here.
right. Get a score.
Yeah, it's like that's not how teams winning nowadays. You can't just bring another star in and be like, okay, this gonna work. You gotta build a team nowadays. Like your
Right,
team gotta be able to hoop. Like if you look at the Mavericks, like PJ Washington been a fucking second or third option with the Hornets, but now he's a role player. But he still can tap into a certain bag where it's like he get hot. Oh, he understand. Okay, the ball in my hand. This going on. I can make a move to the basket rather than being a role player. Where shit, I always been a role player. I never put the ball on the ground and attack the basket. I never do this. I never got to do that. So why I gonna do that now? Same thing with Gaffer. Like everywhere Gaffer been, nobody used him, but he always been a decent player.
now, who these two individuals did you just Murray and who they play for? Who they play for? Both of them, who they play for?
Who Gafford?
Yeah, who he play for?
He had played for Bose at one point, but he had ended up come from the Wizards recently.
Okay, and who the other guy played for? Play for?
PJ Washington that come from Charlotte.
Okay, bet that he over there with Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a piece.
Yeah, see, them boy come from losing their entire career. Like, they ain't never been in a winning situation. So
Right,
they ego already dropped at the door because it's like, shit, We coming over here like y'all boy got shit ready for us. Like all we need to do is come in here and do one thing or one or two things y'all asking us to do.
Yeah,
Y'all just like what how
plug
they was
in.
talking
They
about.
plug in players.
Yeah, like with Wiggins. Wiggins was probably never meant to be the star player, or his confidence got shot at some point. Whatever happened to Wiggins, because I know when he first come in as a number 1 overall pick, and even before that, they been talking about how he could be the next LeBron because he a long, athletic player, and this,
Right.
that, and third.
That's
But
the Wiggins. He was one in Memphis, right?
Not Memphis, but Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. I'm talking about what college he come out of. I'm talking about he came out of Kansas.
Going to USC. Am I mistaken?
What is the name again?
Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew. Okay, right. He came out. Did he? Ain't that the one that came out of Kansas?
Oh yeah, he did come out of Kansas. He did come out. I don't know why. I think about OJ Mayo coming out of USC, but yeah, he did come out of Kansas.
Yeah, I bet. I want to keep up with who you talking about. That's all. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, well, with him and who he playing for? Is he still playing for? What's his name? Who he playing for now?
Golden State, but he going through so much shit on like whatever he going through in his life. Like he taking a lot of breaks from basketball or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't. You know what was bad about him? His family was in this business a lot like that. You know, it was even when he was in college. He was like they stayed in this business.
Yeah, so them boy, he supposed to be the next LeBron, next this person, next that person coming in.
Yeah.
And shit, as soon as he gets drafted, because remember Cleveland had a number 1 pick that year, but they traded that pick. They traded him to Minnesota for Kevin Love.
Right. Because he can't remember. He's in the same situation with dude that's playing at Golden State right now. The one whose name, well, he ain't playing at Golden State. I think did they get rid of him? The one that
Jordan
came out, came out.
Talking about Jordan Poole?
No,
you talking
got rid of Jordan Poole. They got rid of Jordan Poole. That player. That's a different story. No, I'm talking about the one. What's the name? The center that was getting out of Memphis. State.
James Wiseman.
Yeah, Wiseman.
And see, the thing about that is all about who you get drafted to. Because it's like he gets drafted to a team where they had a number 2 overall pick, but they've been a championship team at the end of the day. Like it's not like it's like how when the Spurs had that bad season and they end up getting the number 1 pick and they get Tim Duncan. It's like when they get Tim Duncan, they ain't ask Tim Duncan to lead the team. They just ask Tim Duncan, oh yeah, we want you to play the this position, we want you to do this, we want you so and so, and we gonna win doing that. But with Wiseman, is like you the number 2 overall pick. You do kind of expect to be on some this my team and y'all run the offense through me type shit. But he ended up getting drafted to a team that ain't need that. We just need you to be Azili. We need you to be Zaza Pachulia. We need you to be them type of players.
Right.
And that's be able to use player.
Yeah, be able to use them. You do it in the late games. You know what I'm saying? That's they go small. Be able to use them when they go small.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to use it for, like that. But it didn't work out because he didn't have the mentality. He didn't have that mentality. Just like you said about Wiggins, just like Mr. Wiggins too. Wiggins didn't have that kind of like mentality, and he didn't want to step his game up. He wanted to step his game up. He just got too comfortable with whatever with the NBA life. And when you can do that, like Purple Baby was saying, some people step their game up, like y'all was talking about, dude out there at what's the name in Atlanta with the Hawks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people step their game up. There's some people really don't. They get used to that. Get it down attitude. But I see what the difference is right there would do. Wiggins. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, see, Wiggins had to go through playing in Minnesota, playing with Cat, losing, and then he had to go through, okay, now the team trying to build upon their young players. They see a lot of promise in Andrew Wiggins. They see a lot of promise in Cat. So now let's bring another star type player in here to cement us as a playoff team. And that been Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler got a quiet taste personality. And his mind is like, I know we ain't going to win with no motherfucking soft Cat and Andrew who ain't really putting it all together. He ain't really that player that y'all running. He's not a running play through this type player.
Right.
He the type of motherfucker that we got shit going. We need you to play defense, knock down some threes for us, and occasionally, if you need to, you can put the ball on the floor and go and slash and dunk and shit like that, and cut from time to time.
Right.
Like a Harrison Barnes type player they had, but more athletic and actually played better defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
But I know Mavs got to come in healthy. They gotta bully them. They gotta bully the Celtics. That's like these guys bully them from day one. Like they can't give up game one. Not saying they can't lose game one, but game one need to be the one to let them know, like, yeah, like we got this shit for 48 minutes. Luka and Kyrie for 48 straight fucking minutes. And we playing defense. You gotta demoralize them, boy, quick.
Yeah. I don't know. Because another thing that's concerning, Dallas never did go out on no runs. Everybody just stayed close with them down to the wire. That's that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. It's a good thing for Dallas because the game don't get out of hand, and you got two flow generals that can bring it home. So
and see that right there, it's like a lot of the games we've been down by like 8 to 10 points heading into the last 5 minutes, and we end up coming out and winning that. But what you saying is right. Like we ain't never step on the gas on no boy. Like even we've been up by 20 or 30 or whatever. Like this game, it still feel like damn Minnesota going from down 30 to down 16. It going back up to 25 now, but even like, yeah, it's like y'all don't put y'all foot on people's neck within the game. Like don't get me wrong, like y'all close out series, but it's like I don't see too many times where it's like I'm been feeling like a 15-point lead would have did it for us. Like we need to keep scoring or whatever like that. Hopefully, but fortunately we hold on today or whatever. But I don't know. Like that is one thing that do concern me is like we don't put people away once we out big on them in the game. It's like we won't let them come back, or we won't let a motherfucker hang around too long until they can finally do get hot. Like shit, we did that with Thunder. We could have full won Thunder, but in game 4 game 5 game 5 I think we been up 2-1. Yeah, we've been up 2-1 and game 4 we've been up 2-1.
Yeah,
and we've been up like 12 points with like 3 minutes left. And we let them off the hook and they start hitting shots and shit like that and beat us.
Yeah.
And that's why shit's going 2-2. And we won the next 2.
You know what I want to ask you? Okay, now, but besides all them games right there, this last game, this game today, what was the caveat? I'm talking about, why? Okay, Dallas came in. Say, for instance, I didn't watch the whole first half or something like that, but you know what I'm saying? So why Dallas came in and just took over like they did, and how come Minnesota? What's your understanding of why it took place like it took place? Because you knew it was gonna take place today, right?
Yeah.
You said it was gonna take place today, did you?
So what they lose at is they listen to. I'm not saying they listen to everybody because I mean what everybody was saying was true about Cat. But what they did is Cat start going instead of Cat hanging around the 3, which created a lot of space for Ant Edwards to drive and all that.
Right.
He started getting the ball and trying to get to the bucket himself.
Okay.
Which he been making shots, so he did have a good game.
Right.
But they don't understand like that take away from what your team trying to do. Now Mike Conley couldn't get into the game, but he couldn't really get involved in the game as a ball handler like that. Now when Ant do get the ball, like he's sailing for more pull-up threes. He was hitting some of them now, so that did contribute to him keep shooting them or whatnot. Right. But for the most part, like shit, he wouldn't really have no space. All their points feel like they've been trying their hardest. They've been trying their hardest to get these points.
Right.
But then we come back down with all points is like, oh, we'll get an easy little bucket.
Right.
Or we'll get like a low, a flimsy foul on them or whatever like that. It's like they've been pressing too much. So now that you got the offense running directly through Cat, it's like that throw everything y'all normally do off on offense.
Okay, I got you.
It's hard to run if he always going in for these low layups. And he ain't even going in hard to try to dunk or he ain't even like posting up in the paint. He's just getting the ball at the top of the elbow and using his agility, his quickness over Gafford or whoever on him at the time or power if he's a small player that just drive to the basket. That's what the whole game
the same moves,
scoring enough points.
Right. The same rhythm, same moves, no rhythm. Yeah, don't even know how what he's playing. Don't do it. He just do some, do stupid moves. But I get it. And you could remember I told you the other day. I said, look at you, that scared me because he hit the threes, right? I said, dude,
Yeah.
go sit up there. He gonna get it to a point. He gonna get it to a point right now, or the man said right now that he gonna start taking over. Not just taking over as far as taking the game over. He gonna start going out his way more like that. And I was thinking, okay, what? He gonna do it too much at the wrong time. Instead of
Yep.
going with the flow of the game, he gonna try to take over with his go, try to force his offensive game. And he ain't got no offensive game.
Yeah.
He got that three. And
That's
then
all. That's about all he
it
got.
ain't even that he got a three. It's just the fact if you give you 10 shots and you hit 3 of them, then you good. You shoot 30%, as far as they concerned.
Yeah. And long as you present that you a threat to shoot him. That's
Yeah,
why I've been telling people like Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook, like, it don't matter if you mustn't, bro, just still take the shot. You still got to make a team believe that, okay, well, this shot could
yeah.
go in. Like, you still got to take the shot.
Yeah, you got to be a threat. Right.
Yeah, like, you got to make yourself a decoy, a threat, or something to make the
Yeah.
other team play defense and their coverage to play that way. Because if you look at like the Mavericks offense, the Mavericks would be the easiest team in the world to shut down if we had we boy name was Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ who can shoot the corner threes.
Right.
Like if we had like just us, like let's say we had like a not OG Obanova, he can shoot. Let's say we had like a how we talking about earlier, Jimmy Butler. Let's say we had Jimmy Butler instead of Derrick Jones Jr. or PJ Washington or whatever in the game at certain points.
Right.
There's certain shit you can be able to do. The floor gonna get small as hell for all these drive and kicks or whatever. Ain't gonna be nothing to kick out too.
Right.
So when I look at shit like that, like, shit, you gotta have some damn the Timberwolves. Like I appreciate Cat getting to the bucket and showing that, oh look, I can get to the boat, I can get to the hole too, I can do this. I appreciate that, but at the end of the day, it's like you gotta understand, like you've been part of the reason why Ant couldn't get to the basket the way he could. It's because you've been spacing the floor.
Right. When it comes down to it, everybody else was doing their job, but Wills, Cat. And then what's the name too? What's the name? That center.
Yeah, Rudy don't give you nothing offensively.
Work out a deal to get rid of dude, man. They got to work out a deal to get rid of to a certain extent, get rid of both of them. Because even when it comes down to the role players in Minnesota, they all feel their duties. They did just what they were supposed to have been doing. The other forwards and stuff was hitting the threes and stuff when they would get the chance to. What's the name? Even the what's the name guy? To play with the other teams. Play with what's the name? Memphis used to play with the Grizzlies. Even him, he was being persistent. He 5 for 5 and stuff like that. But when it comes down to the ones you really needed, they just show up, bro.
Yeah.
And then you got, I can't say Conley to a certain extent, but you got to look at Conley. It's like Conley days the number. You understand me? But them other guys, they gonna be around for a long time, taking up that money as far as Minnesota can go. Minnesota can, if they play their cards right, they can make some noise out there in the West no more. They ain't got to be no bottom feeders like they used to be.
Yeah, but see the thing about that is like when they make that trade, I don't think they realize that it would have taken this long before they see like any fruition. But at the same time, it's like if they gonna bring the same roster back next year, they might try to add a certain piece that they feel like will put them over the hump. But it always gonna come down to the same thing. It's like your defensive player of the year in the middle, unplayable. Cat Stowe ain't got no dog in him. And
Yeah,
whoever you bring, let's say you bring Donovan Mitchell over there. Donovan Mitchell ain't no point, so that means you got to move Conley out of the rotation for him to be in the rotation. But Conley is one of the most important pieces to this Minnesota team because he's the ball handler. He set up plays. He set everything up. He keep a calm voice within the huddle. Like he
right.
don't want to make sure the ball don't just be random turnover because they're still a young team outside of Rudy and to a certain point, Cat's still young too if you think about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, young and dumb. He ain't getting no older. Matter of fact, he ain't getting no. He said he ain't getting no older. He ain't getting no smarter.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Right there. He seems like he a rookie coming right in the league with the same kind of abilities and the same kind of knowledge. No, a lot of non-sensibility and no knowledge.
He have to change that shit.
I mean,
Where this league is
and,
now.
but see, this is what the killer part is. See, this is what the killer part is. You had said it. I mean, I don't know if you said Marvin said it. Is Cat going to get over 19 points in the series? And what did he do? He got that 25 piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll tell you, boy, that was it. And you,
Cause see, them boy, I think their record is like
I didn't want to believe
6-1 when he scored more than 18 points.
it. Yeah.
And he scored 25 and they won. I don't know if he had a night, but
That was the night. You know what his night was? The three 3-pointers here. I told you
yeah.
before. I told you that. That's what got you. See, that's what got him. If instead of building your confidence up, that didn't build his confidence up because his confidence can't go too much of a level that he didn't already reach. Because he's that type of player.
Yeah.
He can't. Him himself is inside him. He can't raise his confidence up no more because it got to be a doubt. You know, because he got to come back the next game.
Yeah.
And if then you're gonna be normal the next game.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't be the starter team all season and then become a normal player when the moments matter. Like that ain't never gonna work.
Yeah. And he really, I wouldn't say that he was a starter team the whole season. That was a starter team.
Well, not the star, but one of the stars. Like when they said Minnesota out there, they say, okay, Minnesota got 2 all-stars.
Right.
Well, 3 all-stars.
Right. You said one of the go-to guys. They got to go to him. They got to go to him. They got to go to him. He's a go-to guy. Same way with Middleton is with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He a piece. He one of the scoring piece. You got to utilize him. You got to go to him, but he's not dependable, right?
Yeah. Like I feel like if Minnesota, let's say Minnesota advanced to the finals, I think the matchup with Minnesota and Boston, I think Minnesota have the advantage because they got the size and they got the defenders to where like Ant don't have to be the primary defender on Jason Tatum for it to work. But Ant do play defense, so I mean he gonna take out the challenge or whatnot.
Right.
And they're a bigger team. And I don't think Boston will be able to take advantage of that drop coverage like how Dallas do. So like I feel like shit, and if given any other year, like Minnesota probably give Boston a run. And like I said, I ain't trying to take nothing away from Boston. All I'm saying is Boston got to prove to me that they can get that shit done down the stretch. Like forget all the Knicks having injuries, Indiana having injuries, Bucks having injuries, Heat's having injuries. Like forget that type of run to the playoffs. You got to beat the teams in the West. And I ain't saying they can't beat teams in the West. If they've been in the Western Conference, they wouldn't be a clear-cut number 1 seed. They'll be battling for 2 or 3. And I ain't saying that because teams better than them in the West. I just saying like you got to play the West every night instead of the East damn near every other night. And the East had you had Embiid been out for a good little stretch. You had what boy was Milwaukee trying to get it together with Dame and Giannis on the fly. You had a lot of shit going on in the East. You had the Heat's down. They didn't make they did make the playoffs, the play-in or whatever. It's like that's what you're dealing with in the East. So it's like I know, and I ain't saying that gonna hurt them in the finals, but that's why I see from Boston. It's like they ain't play nobody to where like they can get hit in the mouth. So it's like, damn, like y'all first real test is in the championship game instead of it being like all in the second round and y'all kind of had time to shake back or whatever. This in the finals already, and this about to be the toughest match by far. Like if my toughest match is in my conference, I got all the confidence in the world to win the championship because I know I'm going against the East. So for Boston to win this game, Boston got to play their game. But when they get in that last 5 minutes, they need not to make a decision, but whoever got the hot hand or whoever they decide they're gonna lead them in that position, they need to be on point. Like they need to be bucket, not necessarily bucket for bucket all game, but they need to be on in them final minutes. When the damn possession start being both team using up everybody that 24-second shot clock. When both teams using up so that means if I let it run down to 5 seconds, I need to get a basket and then go play defense. Now they need to run it down to 5 seconds, get a basket, then go play defense. Then I gotta do them, and they gotta do them. Whoever lose that battle, lose the finals. And I feel like there's no better team than the Mavericks. So for Boston to have to win this, Boston got to stay close or keep the game close or blow them out before you get to that 5 minute mark.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And that's harder. That's easier said than done at the end of the day. Because
Yeah,
you saying that you trying to get up 20 on two of the best scores in the league. Like, forget what you doing defensively. Forget what the rest of their players doing. If Kyrie and Luka say, okay, this possession you get the ball, this one I get the ball, and we just gonna go back to back scoring. Nobody's stopping them. If they put it in their mind that they trying to do 40-40 night. They trying to do the LeBron Kyrie from 2016. They trying to go 40 for 40.
well, co-MVPs of the series, you see that happening?
No, I see if I think if Luka do what Luka does, where he averaged damn near triple double, I think they will give him to Luka. Even if Kyrie got a slightly better series, they're gonna give him to Luka.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're gonna look at what Luka did this entire playoff. Like, and I just saying if it's close now. Like, if Luka would have come out there and averaged like 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, or some shit like that, and Kyrie just straight dropping 30 every game, or he going to Kyrie. Because that could be too far of a margin to be like, well, Kyrie. I mean, Luka been doing this all postseason. Even though it's just the finals, so you got to judge just the finals, but still, I think that's how they score on. But I don't think it'll be a cold. Like, even if Boston won, I don't think Tatum gonna be the Finals MVP. I think Jaylen Brown gonna be him, but Jaylen Brown gonna have a significantly better game than better series than Jason Tatum for him to win it.
So I would say it's significantly better so far, but it's not significantly noticeable so far.
Yeah, because they give him the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Yeah,
but that don't really mean nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah,
As opposed, in comparison to the Finals MVP.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, boy. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, this is gonna be good for basketball. Like, I predict it's gonna be one of the highest. Would it be highest rating or highest watch? I feel like it's gonna be the most watched finals. Maybe not ever, but in a long time.
A long time. I agree. Like I said before, so a lot of people see. Well, I would say a lot of people. I don't know how to keep up with people like that. But it's been very noticeable. A lot of people didn't want this series to happen. They didn't want Dallas to be playing against no Boston, especially against no Boston.
Yeah. And shit, this finals alone got a bunch of storylines that the media can eat up for about a week. Luka first finals. Can Boston get over the hump? Kyrie return to Boston. KP versus Luka. Like, it's gonna be just so much different storylines that lead up to the game, and then the game. I like, no matter how I can say Mavs gonna sweep them. I guarantee you at least 3 of them games gonna be close games that is gonna be like, damn, boy, that been a good ass game.
And that's
the least you're gonna get.
Those gonna be in Boston because, like you said, Mavericks play real good on the road, and they have been playing very good on the road.
Yeah.
They come in your trap and take over your trap.
I can't say it no better than that.
Yeah, they do. Hey, Kyrie, especially Kyrie going back to Boston.
And like I said, Boston down, boo him every time he come. Them boy down burn his jersey down, throw a water bottle, almost hit him on his head down, walking up the arena one time. Like, yeah, like Kyrie remember all that shit. Kyrie remember every butt of that motherfucker. That's why I say like this series gonna be the series that people gonna be like, damn boy, like this Kyrie fucking Irving. Like this Kyrie Irving, like I always say, like I ain't no big LeBron fan. But I say the same thing when I say it about Kobe, and then I would have said about Jordan too. But it's like when these players retire, we gonna be like, damn boy, like I wish I had watched more Kyrie Irving games. I wish I had watched him a little more closely. Same way about LeBron, I feel like I should watch more LeBron games because like this shit ain't gonna be around forever. Like this talent level, like shot making, like that shit, the basketball changing. Like Kyrie still playing the mid range.
Yeah.
Like Kyrie give you 3 levels of scoring. Kyrie give you playmaking on offense. Like if you want to teach somebody, you will be like, okay, well, shit, you got a year to learn basketball, but you can only watch one person. If you want a complete game, just watch Kyrie.
Yeah, I would say that. Either him, what's his name? Play for Golden State. What's his name? Curry.
Ooh, Curry. I mean, nah, no, Kyrie. I don't know. I don't know. I just when I watch them two play, I just don't see. I see it. I don't see it. It's like I understand it gonna be Kyrie gonna be looked at as better. Kyrie gonna be looked at as more accomplished. I get that. But when we really just watch these basketball players, like even like I'll give you one better, like the Jordan and LeBron debate.
Right.
Jordan is the GOAT. Regardless of what anybody want to say, I a Kobe fan. I feel like Kobe the GOAT. But I don't argue with nobody who say Jordan the GOAT because I understand like Kobe idolized Jordan and copied Jordan and try to be the closest version of Jordan possible. So it's like if do I give the player that is the closest thing to him the GOAT over the person who actually is him?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like when it comes to the Kobe thing, it's like, yeah, Kobe might go, but I'm not gonna argue with a Jordan fan if they say Jordan to go over him or whatever. But when it comes to the LeBron and Kobe, I mean LeBron and I mean you can lump Kobe and LeBron and Jordan a bit. It's like if I wanna look at basketball and say who's the best basketball player, like you just looking at skills, you looking at like what they do on the court outside of their best skills. You can't say Jordan's a better basketball player than LeBron. Like when I say in basketball player, meaning every aspect of the game. And I ain't saying Jordan can't do a lot of these shit LeBron do. But that's just the facts of it. Like if I want to teach somebody how to play basketball and I say just watch this one person between Jordan and LeBron, you're gonna say LeBron because LeBron gonna give you passing, he gonna give you rebounding, he gonna give you, different shit.
Right.
But if we stepping on the court and I saying you pick a teammate, I pick a teammate. I'm not picking LeBron nowhere near close to being over Jordan. Because I look at Jordan mentality, I look at his dominance, I look at how he approached the game. So it's like I can't put LeBron over that when I watch LeBron have shots where he can take. And I understand the right pass. Like anytime he make the right pass, I get that. Like my criticism ain't on those plays. It's the ones where it's like, bro, just put your head down and go to the basket. You LeBron, you gonna get the foul. Oh, you don't want to take the big free throws. Oh, okay, big.
Back up
I
to
just
my
can't put you to good.
yeah. Y'all don't have to leave. I'm about to just end the stream. Flight Sports.